Welcome to the podcast. Darkwave is a jackass. Go!
That rhymes.
Alright. I believe E4 had a topic she wanted to discuss about WWE.
Look at you giggling. Yeah, I recently saw this morning that Goldberg was the first inductee of the class of 2018 for the Hall of Fame. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I'm going to tell you who obviously I want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year,
Who do you
and it's
want?
quite obvious. Oh, it's Undertaker. That's quite obvious. Um, who do you guys think should be inducted?
China.
I've made this argument several times before, and Wildfang has a different opinion about China.
I believe I agreed with Triple H what he said.
What did he say?
Pretty much that he pretty much he doesn't want the kids to like look her up and see straight porn.
I mean, Sonny's in the Hall of Fame, and she did.
I was gonna say there's also been several women that has known that has also done porn.
Yeah. But at the same time, yeah, you're right. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I mean, you can't take away what she did in the ring, honestly, in my opinion. And what she did and she was a big factor with the women. So, and since WWE is doing this whole political garbage with the women, so they might as well throw her in there. And not letting everything just get over naturally. They're doing it for political reasons, so they might as well throw China in there. Because she was a pioneer, regardless of what people may think or what, how they feel about her. So.
Yeah.
True.
As far as Undertaker, I mean, we might get him, but I mean, he might wrestle again this year, which, oh boy.
Oh God!
Oh
no!
Lord.
Hey man, that's been the rumor. John Cena, Undertaker. So I mean, 4 years too late, but it's happening. It might be happening. He's at Raw 25. Now, will he be Undertaker? Will he be Mark? Will he be Undertaker? Or will he be Mark Calloway? That's the question we need to see.
Nobody. I don't think he should be wrestling anymore. In fact, I still think the person that should have retired him probably should have been Kane.
Said Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense that way.
I mean, I don't think he should have lost his streak, but we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can definitely see China, and I'm just hoping that Undertaker John Cena rumor BS.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
Oh God, that would be awful.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see John Cena. Period.
I don't want to see Undertaker in that ring. I thought I saw Roman Reigns.
You mean that horrible piece of garbage of a match? Gave it to Roman goddamn Reigns. Why would you give it to Roman Reigns? I mean, come on.
Because he's the big dog. Because he's Roman Reigns. Superman punching his way to fame. Roman Reigns.
I've never seen him do
God, he has his own theme song.
Yes, he also has his own phrase. Guess what the phrase is? Raw stands for Roman always wins. Because he's not... It doesn't make any sense. Like, come on, son.
But WWE stands for Walk with Elias.
That would be good. If only they treated him better.
So, back on topic. Can we jump to Undertaker quite a bit? Unless y'all just want to talk about the Undertaker possibly wrestling Cena. I mean, that is possibly a thing.
That would be so nasty. I don't want to see that. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Well, you got the casual fans that want to see it.
The dumbasses. All right.
It's like how the casual fans speaking of the next topic that we're probably going to talk about, the casual fans think Paige, Sasha Banks injured Paige. They forgot that's the nature of the business.
They forgot that Paige. Well, that yes, they did because it is the nature of the business, and these casual jackasses need to understand that. Like injuries happen. Paige was on borrowed time anyway. She was told she shouldn't even be wrestling. Apparently, well, I've been hearing that legit doctors told her don't wrestle, but she did it anyway. So it was pretty much a matter of not if but when. And it just so happens that it was Sasha. It could have been anyone that she did the move to. So
I think people was saying Sasha, or pretty much putting a little bit more blame on Sasha because a lot of people don't like Sasha Banks.
Well, people say the same thing about Rollins when he fought Sting. When Sting clearly came out and clearly said that, it technically was actually Sting's fault. He didn't tuck his chin. Same thing with Finn Balor. Finn, if you watch what happened with Finn in his match with Rollins, he had his shoulder clearly stretched out way too far for that buckle bomb. People give Rollins shit sometimes.
Bret Hart gave Rollins that shit.
Like Wild Fang said, it's the nature of the business. Paige was, WWE cleared Paige. That means she was cleared to take bumps. She was cleared to, do whatever.
Yeah.
Even, regardless of how you may feel or, but it is part of the job. It's part of the business. And that can happen to anybody at any given point in time. The fact that people are saying fire Sasha Banks, when in reality, she's probably minus, Asuka, probably the best worker since Mania. No, you don't fire Sasha over an injury.
Because if that was the case, then Seth would be gone.
Oh yeah, Seth would be gone.
There would be a lot of people that would be gone if you're going to be fired over an injury. That's stupid.
But these are the same casual fans that bashed Paige for 2 years for being gone. The same fans that said, "Oh, now she does explicit videos for free." That nonsense. Where were y'all 2 years ago when she was gone?
Yeah, and then now she has to retire. People are like, "Oh man, fire Sasha Banks," but like, I'm one of the people that's like this. She didn't do anything, or she wasn't doing anything. Even if she's gone or she has to leave, no one's going to miss her for real. Like, for real. Who's honestly going to miss Paige?
And she's not leaving WWE. She's going to be wrestling. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Paige. I love me some Paige. I thought she was a great talent, and I will always, like her as a talent. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. She got hurt. Yeah. Career's over. And now she can transition somewhere where she won't end up, killing herself.
Yeah.
So, to the casual fans that think oh, fire Sasha Banks, you're all idiots. I've read people say, oh, Sasha knew about her neck, her neck stuff. She needs to take it easy. I'm like, are you kidding me with this take it easy nonsense?
Yeah, I saw that one and I was like, hey, yo, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna take it easy because she hurt her neck, and I know no. WWE cleared her, meaning they knew that she can take bumps, whether it be a suplex, a kick to the head. Come on, man. I'm not gonna put on kitty gloves. She's traveling with everyone else. You're not gonna make special accommodations because you're wrestling Paige.
Yeah, like Paige is not the end all be all talent of WWE. So that's why I'm like, what do you mean fire Sasha Banks? Like, what did Sasha? Like, I wouldn't fire Sasha Banks. Like, because half the people should be fired already. No, Triple H should be fired. I don't know if y'all noticed, but he
Sheamus ended. Sheamus put out Daniel Bryan. You don't see him getting fired. Exactly. It's just it's the politics.
Yeah,
it's just the casual audience. The casual fans are idiots. They're probably the dumbest people on the face of the earth.
Like how people got mad when Braun Strowman beat up Roman And then freaking all Braun Strowman did was go on Twitter and fry all of their dumbasses up.
Pretty much. Hashtag fire Braun. Are you fucking kidding me with this nonsense?
Oh yeah, they had that same. Yeah, you shouldn't be beating up Roman Reigns. He's an icon. It was just, I was like, yo.
Oh, Roman and Icon? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Roman and Icon. You know, I'm going to segue into something here. This wasn't on the topic list, but I feel like since we're on the WWE subject and we're talking about Roman, the elephants need to be addressed here about Roman. So there have been several websites that do, their year-end awards.
Yeah.
And a lot of people voted that Roman was, the most overused, worst superstar of the year. People say that Roman is so great, and some people say he's not. Now, I'm going to lay down the facts on why Roman is other than the same nonsense stuff we hear. Oh, he's run down our throats. He's the John Cena 2.0. The real reason why Roman is, at least in my opinion, or at least why I dislike Roman. Does Roman Reigns deserve to be world champion? Absolutely. That's first and foremost. He deserves to be world champion, just like Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and the list of the list of people there. The problem with Roman Reigns is that they treat him as if he is the best on that roster when he clearly is not the best on that roster. When you have people like Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, the list goes on.
Yeah.
I feel like Roman is, if he was, it's not even that. He came into a time where WWE started hiring all these indie talents from other promotions that had earned their craft. And Roman is technically an original WWE concept. He didn't come up in a time where you had like Triple H and The Rock, where all those guys, yeah, they may have wrestled at other little places, but WWE created Triple H. WWE created The Rock. WWE created Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not talking about, Steve Austin in WCW or EC. No, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was all in-house bred talent that technically, yes, some people may have been better than others, but they were all equal as far as where they came from. Roman falls into The Rock, Stone Cold being homebred, but you have people like Rollins, who was Ring of Honor World Champion, champion in Dean Ambrose, Samoa Joe, former Impact TNA World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and the list among you. So they treat Roman like he's the best when he has not. One, he isn't. And two, they're giving him spots and burying people that should not be buried, like Samoa Joe. Why is Roman Reigns an Intercontinental Champion? For what? Who cares? To give me a predictable match at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, his match earlier today was so bad.
I barely pay attention. It's the Miz Taraj. I mean, and that's not saying Roman is a bad wrestler. He isn't a leader in the ring, but far from it. Yeah. He can't lead, but he's not bad at what he does. He does fine for himself, and like I said, he deserves to be, a world. He's not like the great Khali who does not deserve it. He damn well deserves to be a champion. It's just that to sacrifice others in his expense, to give a title to Brock Lesnar, to hold the world championship hostage, to coronate Roman Reigns, that's what I disagree with. Samoa Joe could have beat Brock Lesnar. Braun Strowman should have beat. If you wanted to have Brock Lesnar versus Roman, you could have done that. But you could have had Braun Strowman take the title off Lesnar the first time they fought. I believe at Great Balls of Fire. Yeah. No, was it Great? Was it Great Balls of Fire? I think when they fought. So you could have gave that title to Strowman and had Strowman carry it all the way up to the Rumble. And then you could have had Brock come back with a vengeance. He'd been training and all that nonsense. The story writes itself. And you could have had Brock go over Strowman. You could have had Strowman get his rematch at Elimination Chamber or something, one-on-one. They had to put it in Chamber. And You have a SmackDown talent win the Rumble. You have Roman win the Elimination Chamber to go to have the right to face the world champion at Mania. You could have had Brock beat you could have had Brock retain against Strowman in Strowman's rematch. And there you go. You know, I still wouldn't watch the match, but it would have been better than holding the title hostage for pretty much a year.
Ugh.
And we know what WWE's doing. You know, WWE's in their record-breaking moments. Who has the longest reigning WWE title reign in modern history? He's no longer with the company, I might add.
CM Punk.
Exactly. Now, what? Now, this may not happen, and I'll give you my reasons why. But could y'all imagine a 400 plus title reign with Roman Reigns?
Oh no.
With no heel turn? Punk turned heel in his title run. He didn't want to because he wanted to, he was doing great as a babyface, but he turned heel, so it made it somewhat different. But do you think a 430 plus is going to be fun with Roman Reigns? No. But WWE's in their record breaking. Look what it did with AJ Lee's title run. As soon as she left the company, what happened? They gave it to Nikki Bella of all freaking people. If you look at all Roman Reigns is a 3-time champion. He's held that title probably as long as Sasha Banks had in all 4 of her runs. His title runs have been abysmal, and you wonder why.
Why?
They've been garbage. Because Roman is just they realize that Roman ultimately does not deserve to be a super long-term champion. Seth Rollins had the WWE title for 200 and something days. Now, granted, before he injured his leg when he at a house show against Kane, he was planning to lose the title to Roman, but he had the title for 200 days. That's a pretty long title run for Seth. Roman, when he won the title, I think he had it for 2 months. I think he beat AJ Styles or so.
Uh-huh.
He had his thing with Sheamus. When Sheamus cashed in and became champion for all but a cup of coffee.
It was.
He beat Sheamus, then he lost to Triple H. Then he lost to Triple H in the Rumble, and then he beat Triple H. It was a bunch of nonsense that happened with Roman. But he probably had the title no more than, I would say, combined 90 days. I'm being generous on that. I don't want to see Roman with 400 days. A good title run, yes. I'll even say maybe as long as Jinder Mahal.
The Super Saiyan.
But
okay, if they ever do Jinder Mahal again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, they're not.
I'll be done.
The India experiment did not succeed, and Jinder never. What Jinder is now is where he should have been, where he is now.
Well,
Myself, other podcasters said it at the United States Championship. It makes the most sense. I hate America. Modern day Maharaja. Exactly.
You're my opponent.
United States Championship writes itself for his character, but they give him the WWE Championship, and we get Nakamura losing clean, Randy Orton losing pretty much dirty every match. The Cringe Brothers over there being the best part of the show. I mean, it is what it is, man. Tonight's Monday Night Raw, minus certain things, I think the Braun stuff was freaking hilarious. I was rolling. Rollins bringing back the curve stop made me mark out.
I feel like you're stupid.
Will SmackDown be good tomorrow? Who knows? But
for me, I feel like Roman. For me, Roman, he can't have a good match unless he's in the ring with somebody at all. So for me, it's like when I watch him in the ring, you always know how the match is going to turn out. You're going to see the Superman punch. The person's going to dodge it, then he's going to turn it into either a spear or he's going to knock him off the ring. And it's just a bunch of dumb shit.
I don't feel like fighting anymore.
I can't take it.
it is carbon copy of
it's like you watch
of
one of his matches, you've seen all of his matches. So, like I can't take it no more.
yeah. I mean, that's not. I mean, I will play a little bit of devil's advocate. That's also babyface style booking with most baby faces.
Oh yeah, now
You
that's why I hate John Cena. Like he is like a cancer.
well, it's not John Cena. I mean, it's not just John Cena. It's so. Like I said, I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here. The babyface booking in WWE is very generic. I mean, very, especially when they have a move that is like when they want to build someone up as the, I guess, comeback type babyface. Even though all babyfaces kind of come back, but you know that Hulk Hogan, John Cena type babyface. Their moves and the sequence of the moves are ever so telegraphed. You know one or two things. If Roman is fighting a high flyer, say AJ Styles or Rollins, you know when their finisher comes from within the air,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you know how that match is going to end. Roman's going to catch him out of midair with a spear. It's same with John Cena. John Cena's going to catch him, flip over, and hit him with a AA. Their moves, their finishing sequences are very telegraphed. Roman, what does he do? He'll, dodge a clothesline. He'll run to a rope, spear. When you see him set up in a corner for the spear, he never hits it. Ever.
Yeah.
You know that the person is going to kick them.
Yeah.
It's a very telegraphed thing. Roman, legitimately, if you watch his matches, and his matches, I can't say that his matches have not been somewhat decent to watch. Not Roman himself, but the other person in the match, like Elias.
Oh yeah.
Roman himself is just sitting there taking bumps.
Yeah.
His match against Cesaro, his match against Jason Jordan.
To make it even worse to me, it's like it doesn't make any type of sense. It makes
Nothing
no
makes
sense
in WWE.
how this man could get hit with the whole world and then he never loses.
How cute.
Like, come on, son.
Because they set him up for Brock Lesnar. As I said, his matches is very carbon copy. The booking is very predictable. It's like you look at you look at Lesnar,
Yeah.
and this is why I said WWE should have really, first of all, this would be Roman's 4th Mania main event straight. His 4th or his 3rd, his 4th or 3rd. I think it's his 4th.
Yeah.
Triple H, Undertaker, and I believe he had one before then. Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So this will be his 4th Mania main event when he's literally last on this show. I don't want that garbage.
Nobody.
Because Roman Reigns, his matches have been garbage. His match with Triple H was terrible.
Oh no,
His match with Undertaker, we don't even want to mention it. Now, his match with Brock Lesnar was fine, but it was typical Brock Lesnar. Roman got his ass kicked 90% of that match until Roman got that surge of Superman power, hit a couple 6 Superman punches, and 4 spears, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And who saved that match?
Seth
Rollins. So, and people get on me when I say I'm not watching that match at Mania. They say, oh, it'll be a good match because the 31 match was good. Are you fucking kidding me? No. It's going to be the same shit.
It's going to be the same match, except for now the spear is going. Now, even if Brock Lesnar takes a plane and crashes into Roman Reigns, it's going to take one spear and Roman Reigns is going to win the match, and then everybody's going to boo him.
That's the thing.
Out the stadium again for the 3rd.
Well, you know what's funny about? You know what's funny about this? How they're booking the F5 so strong. If you remember, it took how many F5s did Brock hit Roman at their first match? So it's not like. And this, podcast has been saying that WWE think we're damn idiots.
Oh yeah,
we've just seen this match 3 years ago.
Yeah,
it's like watching the Patriots versus the Giants again for the 3rd time. This match we've seen it. You don't book Brock Lesnar any differently than he's been booked since he's come in. He's gonna toss Roman Reigns like a rag doll for 90% in that match. I don't say Roman's gonna hit one spear. I feel like Roman's gonna hit at least 2 spears back to back and win the belt. I'll already be asleep by then because I'm not watching that match. I refuse. There's no point.
No one's gonna watch that damn match.
Nobody watched.
You
Like
know,
as soon as this,
and
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If that's the main event of my Mania, I'm gonna cancel my network.
I mean, I'm not gonna cancel the network because there's just too much good things for the network. But I'm actually hoping it is the main event. I'm hoping it's the main event because then I can go to sleep early.
Oh yeah.
Because if it's not the main event, that means I have to not watch that match and then go when that match is over, cut back on WrestleMania to see what the main event's going to be. Now it may not be the main event because if John Cena versus Undertaker happens, I may not watch that match either. But then again, I might watch that match. I might watch it to see what kind of elaborate garbage they give me now to see the Undertaker go away. Because last year, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't cry tears like some people. You know, I didn't shed tears like, oh, this is the end of an era. I didn't give a shit about that because whatever. Who gives a shit? He's retiring. Good for him.
He was supposed to retire a decade ago.
I wanted him to. I thought he was going to be done after he lost the streak with Brock. And I was like, all right, cool, good.
Yeah.
You didn't die. You did not die. I am so happy about that. Please stop wrestling. And then he came back. I was like, oh my god.
You know,
and I'm a huge Undertaker fan. And I was just like, I am an Undertaker fan. I love everything about him. But when I saw him come back, I was just like, oh my god, no. I literally, and Wild Fang was like, oh, but you like the I'm like, yeah, but I kind of at this point would like for him to just be done.
I've always said that when the streak died, it died. And granted, we did get the match with CM Punk and Taker, which was probably, since from the streak on up, was probably his best Mania match.
Oh, yeah.
Because match with Bray Wyatt was garbage. His Brock Lesnar match was terrible, and his Roman match was terrible. So his Shane McMahon match was
No, that match.
But his best match.
No,
that's what I said.
That match was not no. That match was a snooze fest.
Hey man, we got Shane killed himself, so
like he does every one of his damn matches.
Exactly.
Does he always do that?
Yes.
Yes, that's why he's there. Hey Shane, we're making this Hell in a Cell. You know what to do. Okay. But yeah, I mean Undertaker, you have you have the casuals and fans. Oh, Taker, I cried. And I'm like, I didn't cry for that shit because honestly speaking, and it sucks to say this about the Undertaker. It really does because I have been watching wrestling for over 20 years. I've seen the Undertaker for a very long time. At this point, I just don't give a shit. I really don't. It's like I said, when the streak died, Undertaker to me kind of died. I'm like, okay, what are you here for, man? So, if he comes back, of course he'll be in the main event with Cena. Obviously, he'll probably beat Cena.
How?
Will I watch that match? Will I watch the match? I mean, I probably would. Because the way I look at it is like this. I'm not even going to call him the Undertaker anymore. If Mark Calloway is doing another match, that must mean either one of two things. One, that money is like so great that he can't turn down because he knows he's going to retire, so he's going to want all the money he can to live on his ranch with Michelle McCool and have more babies. Or B, in this case, he must feel that great to work a match because he looked terrible in that Roman match.
Oh no, man, he looked terrible. Man. He looked winded.
Exactly. Him walking looked terrible. So,
well, to be fair, wasn't it like it was like what a 10-minute walk?
No, he came up.
To be fair,
he came
to
up.
be fair,
He came up.
Mark is kind of old, and that was like a 10-minute. They already said that was like the most expensive entrance, the most expensive ramp that they would sit here
They
and
came,
freaking paid for, and that was like a 10 minute. They had to put him halfway because at that
yeah,
point it would have been a 20-minute walk.
yeah. They put him halfway up in the stadium. I mean, I just because I listened to Saw Monsters podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and he played a clip back from '02 when Undertaker said that he wouldn't want to be one of those. He would, when he contemplated retiring back then,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that he doesn't want to be one of those guys that you look at him and say, "Damn, I remember him when he was in his prime."
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting to that point where it's like, "Damn, I remember you when you fought Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 and 26."
And in the Hell in a
What
Cell.
yeah, like what, and like I said, Mark Calloway is either one or two things. He's either that money, is either grabbing his arm and
It's
grabbing him by the
not.
ball, you know, is I don't know, like
I don't think it's the
why.
money because he has investment. He has business, bike shop, restaurant. You're married to Michelle McCool. I don't think it's the money.
That he must feel that great because there's no. If it was me and I was as old, the man is what, almost 53 years old. If it was me and like I said, now, granted, this is not confirmed for John Cena, obviously, but this is just the main thing going around because they've been saying John Cena's match is going to be bigger than the WWE title. Well, what else is bigger than the WWE title? And it better not say Universal title.
Oh, hell no.
But
No.
The Undertaker is technically bigger than that. So he's at Raw 25. The Undertaker character just don't make appearances to say goodbye now, unless he comes out as Mark Calloway and says whatever. But if it's a match, one or two things: A, he feels that good to work it, or B, he's just doing it because I'll throw the money out of it. He misses I guess, the adrenaline that he gets from wrestling. I would just hope he doesn't do it.
But if
I
if
don't
you look at
know.
these other older wrestlers and stuff like that, who still, for instance, Triple H, he looks so nasty. Why are we still getting? Why is he still wrestling?
Why was
Because
he
he's in,
able to
he's
go with
actually
body?
he's still in good shape.
Okay.
He's beat
I'm
up,
not
but he's not
not
as.
taking that away from him. But we don't need to see him. We don't need to see him wrestle.
Do you know why they do that?
We don't need to see
It's
Shane McMahon wrestle. I swear to goodness, if I see Shane again for another Survivor Series, I just told Wildfang this, I'm gonna be done.
Do you know why we're getting Triple H, Shane O'Mac, and like part timers and old people in our WWE now?
Why?
And it's all WWE's fault, and it goes back to creative. They don't build any new stars. Regardless of how you feel about Triple H, he puts asses in seats. Oh, it's Triple H. He's a legend. Oh, snap! Triple H is coming back. Oh yes, we get to see Triple H wrestle. Woohoo! Shane McMahon. Oh man, what Shane is going to do?
Oh,
They
he's
put
gonna do it
asses in
around the
seats.
world. Oh wait, no, I
They
can go to
put.
NXT and watch Killian Dane do another goddamn around the world, but even better because he's a wrestler. And
Well,
he's
NXT, we're not going to bring up NXT. That will trump this whole conversation right then and there.
oh, okay.
NXT is on a whole different level, sir. I would comparing NXT to the main roster is like comparing night and day, man. Like it's just a different beast down there. What Triple H is doing down there works. It may not be perfect because it's far from it, but it works. Everything works.
Yeah.
But on main roster, you know, they have not really built any superstars to put asses in seats. Like legit. I mean, yes, you have your Strowmans, you have your
That's the
Romans.
same. Braun Strowman,
You have. I
Samoa
mean,
Joe.
even Samoa Joe is not really. I mean, he's over, but he's not really asses in seats. If you know what I mean. You're not
Yeah,
gonna pay to see the casual fan's not gonna pay to see Samoa Joe.
yeah.
You know, The casual fan is going to pay to see a Triple H. The casual fan, and you have to remember, 90% of people who actually go to these crappy shows are the casuals. You know, the hardcore or the mid-core wrestling fans, they'll sit at home and watch it in the comfortable of their home. And they may go to like a big show if it's near them, like a Survivor Series, a SummerSlam, or a WrestleMania. The casual fans are the ones that go to these shows and you know, buy these crappy T-shirts and these crappy tickets for these crap shows and say, "Oh, the product is great," but then you look at it and I'm watching on my television screen. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I've seen this match 6 times,
Yeah,
in a month."
Like remember at Great Balls of Fire, it was Kevin Owens versus goddamn Roman Reigns, and everybody was like, "We just watched this match like 7 goddamn times, and Roman won all of them." So how is this going to be any better?
Like, or watching the Bar versus the Half Shield for like 7 months straight.
I swear to God,
it got
if that happens one more fucking time, and I watch the Bar.
Well, it happens at the pay-per-view, so I mean, don't get me wrong, the match has been good, but like we've seen this match 100 times. Now, yes, the outcome has changed, but we've still seen the match too much in the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. The casual fans, oh, it's good television. Enjoy it. We're here to have a good time. Woo, 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 woo. No. So that's why you still have the Shane McMahons. That's why you still have the Triple H's. That's why you get the Undertakers. You know, I honestly, other than Braun Strowman, I watch Raw for like people like Seth Rollins. It's sad when I sit here and I have no idea what they're going to do with Rollins. What do you do with him? You know, he is or was a top guy and the former WWE champion. Minus Brock Lesnar, you know, Universal Run has probably had the longest title run since, maybe a little bit shorter than AJ Styles, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's had one of the longest title runs since CM Punk left. Now, you know, people complain about his babyface run. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, I feel like the babyface run is fine. You know, when he's motivated, I feel like the babyface Rollins is fine.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Rollins has more fun as a babyface anyway. That's just me. It just his body language, his demeanor seems like he has more fun as babyface.
And besides,
but
there's people at this point who can't be fucking heel anymore. Like AJ Styles can't be a heel.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible.
No, he can't be.
Like
no.
Yeah, you can.
Fans will cheer him regardless. I mean, honestly, there's almost no heel facing. I mean, there are, but I mean, look at Samoa Joe. He comes out and he gets a massive pop.
Yeah, because he's Samoa Joe.
You know, Kevin Owens gets a pop. You know, Rollins when he was heel was getting popped. So I mean,
if you go against Roman, you're a face. It doesn't matter what you are. Braun Strowman became mostly famous because he beat the holy dog Jesus out of goddamn Roman Reigns.
I mean, their matches were good. You know, you gotta give Roman some credit for Braun, but you know, it's sad when I look at wrestling now, and we're at the Royal Rumble, and you really don't. And you look at the WrestleMania card predictions, and you're ultimately disappointed. Your first match that you know, and unless they decide to change their mind last minute, is Roman versus Brock. That's automatically a depressing moment right there.
Yeah.
Now, you know, apparently Vincent Kennedy McMahon doesn't want Nakamura versus Styles at Mania.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
He said because we never had a Japanese champion before.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. Who gives a shit? Give us the fans. Give us the fans what we want. We want Styles versus Nakamura on the WWE stage. Why not? At Mania. Give them 20 minutes. Let them tear the house down. No one wants to see Roman Reigns getting squashed for 30 minutes.
And then one spear, he wins, and everybody's going to be like, okay.
Hitting 4 Superman punches in the span of 30 seconds, 3 spears, and win the title. Ooh! Who gives a shit? No one's gonna care about that match.
Oh yeah, no one.
You know what I hope for that match? I legitimately hope that arena just goes pretty much 80% empty.
You know what?
80.
I hope the whole match they're booing, and they're kind of treating. You remember how when the Universal Championship was introduced and everybody was frying it up and nobody was paying attention to the match.
Oh yeah. Even though that Rollins and Finn match was great,
Oh yeah, it was great.
fucking fantastic, just like tonight's match. But it's just sad that you look at this card from what you know. I mean, nothing has been announced, obviously, but it's like it's obvious it's going to be Roman versus Brock. There's no one else. No one else, unless you finally pull a trigger on Finn, which I highly doubt they do. So Roman versus Brock. Will Roman have the IC title? Maybe. I wouldn't put it past WWE. But just for the sake of argument, let's say he does have the title. So that leaves no Intercontinental title match. You know who's going to win that match, and what else are you going to do? Who are you going to have face AJ Styles?
Hold up, right back.
What, you going to have a heel Randy Orton? That'd be nice. But do we want Randy Orton back in a WWE title match again? I love Randy Orton, but you've had your time, bruh. And your match last year wasn't that great with Wyatt. So
it wasn't that great, no.
You know, you look, and I know WWE doesn't care, but you look at all these other promotions, and it's amazing how a 5-minute Chris Jericho video for New Japan made Wrestle Kingdom the most talked about show before Wrestle Kingdom even happened. And there was a lot of great matches on that card, other than Chris Jericho versus Omega. But yet, a 3-minute promo with Jericho on Kenny Omega and New Japan is more interesting than everything that's happening in WWE right now. And the match is already passed and gone, and it's still interesting because he attacked Naito the next night.
Oh yeah, he did.
So it's like, where is the intrigue here? This is supposed to be WrestleMania, and like I said, nothing's confirmed. Royal Rumble hasn't happened yet. But I mean, what are you gonna do with Seth Rollins? You gonna have him fight Jason Jordan? I won't see that shit again. Who cares?
Nobody wants to see that ever. I never wanted.
Why is Seth Rollins demoted?
Like my man, it's so frustrating. But I feel like the WrestleMania. There are only 2 main events I want to see at WrestleMania, and that's probably Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, or Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, because you know the matches is going to be good. Period.
I don't even want to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I've seen that too many times as well.
They can fight forever for all I care.
I just like it's sad, and I think I said this on the last episode. When I legitimately just don't care.
Oh, yeah,
I'm starting not to give a shit. Like I'm not talking about like not caring as far as like shrug my shoulders with to the next episode. Like I am legitimately on the point where almost everyone or anything I could give 2 shits about. And it's getting to that point simply because of the fact WWE is not intriguing me. Tonight was the best episode overall I have seen in months. Why? Strowman. That shit he did was hilarious. And Curb Stomp. You think next week? Now Raw 25 may be good. I feel like Raw 25 will be. I feel like Raw 25 will be just a bunch of nostalgia garbage.
Oh yeah.
Shoved down my throat.
And
let's face it.
Lose to Lita. What's his name? The jobber.
Who?
With the 5 kids.
Who?
Keeps saying. The jobber with the 5 kids.
Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Heath Slater.
Yeah. I think Heath Slater's going to lose to everybody again. Like he did.
I mean, probably. Might as well. But, I mean...
Did he just lose to Broken Matt Hardy?
Yes, he did. Yes! I love his theme, by the way. His theme is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I saw some complaints, but I was like, what was you expecting this man to have? You don't keep your theme from another company. That's
exactly
kind of illegal.
Yeah. But, I look at Raw 25, and honestly, let's all just be honest with ourselves. Do you really give a shit about 90% of the people that's coming there? No. Who gives a shit about Kelly? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares about Tori Wilson and Terry Reynolds on TV? Who gives a shit?
Who the hell is Terry Reynolds?
Do I care? No. She used to be in WWE a while back.
Okay.
She was Margaret for Gold Dust with a cigar. Uh,
Did my stuff conk out?
Hello?
Hello? My man disappeared from the face of it. That was weird. I don't know why he gets his stuff sorted out. Because we can't hear him no more. Let me check the... Can you hear me, Evil?
Yes, Wild Fang, I can hear you.
Okay. Darkwave. Do we have anybody? Yeah, I don't see him. But what was he saying?
Uh, shit.
All right, but yeah, uh, it's legit. I legit don't care about them. I'm with him on that. I don't care about the WrestleMania, the card at all. I feel like the card's going to be.
Well, I don't even care so much now about the product because we'll have the like a pay-per-view event, which by the way, there's way too fucking many pay-per-view events. Um, and I won't even watch half of them.
I
Yeah.
make more
I'm like,
interesting storylines in my
it's no
universe mode.
point.
Okay. Yeah, you're back.
There
Yeah,
you
my
go.
Discord cut off for me.
Yeah.
You know how the phone goes to sleep. Discord says, "Oh fuck you too."
Yeah. Like honestly though, like if it wasn't for NXT, I would have canceled my subscription to WWE a long time ago. NXT is the
Um,
very reason.
you know why I wouldn't cancel my subscription to WWE? Only because there's been days I've been bored and I would just sit there and I'll be sitting here and I'm like, I have nothing else better to do, so I'll just go watch old pay-per-views.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
was actually entertain me. So I keep WWE Network for that. It's actually a good time, the time period when you want to say, oh, let me see how Randy Orton used to look back in 2004. You look at this man like, holy shit, Randy Orton, good God.
Yeah, I watch old
No
pay-per-views as
tattoos.
well. But like I watched some of the best ones, like with like the Elimination Chamber where what's the name finally won his first title. Bray Wyatt. But
Oh, yeah. That was a great Elimination Chamber
that was a
match.
good
Bray Wyatt.
Elimination Chamber match.
That was
Until
that was
until
nice.
it until it was ruined. But let's not talk about that.
Nope.
Let's not talk about that. Let's keep that on the DL. No one else to talk about that.
Yes, please.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about like four things at once. I look like a retard.
I mean, you said it, so I'm glad you said it.
Shut up, loser. Darkwave, what were you talking about now? Because I lost my train of thought.
Sitting here waiting for you, and it still look like a retard.
Help me, God. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
We're just laughing at
Discord,
you.
disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Go. I was saying, anyone else has any more?
Mm, no.
On what? Any more thing on what?
I think anything more WWE related.
Yeah, I have one more thing to say. I swear to God, I would have canceled the network if it wasn't for NXT. That's not even a joke. Like I swear to God, if it wasn't for NXT and actually good matches that are on there, like AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, oh man, I would not be watching this product. That's how done I am with it. You know, like I can't keep doing this. Like I can't. Because sometimes when I watch it, I just want to literally look at the screen and then like I want to travel to Titan Towers and I want to punch him all over the floor. Like everybody who's in creative, it's like whoop whoop. You're all retarded. Whoop right in the
No,
throat.
what you need to do is send all creative down to NXT, send them in chairs, and say watch and learn,
Oh yeah.
And
analyze, and
bring a
look.
pen and paper. Take some
No,
notes.
not even that. What makes it even worse, I would have them follow 3 different templates. I would have all of them sit down for a good match and a good storyline in NXT, Wrestle Kingdom, or New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor. And they would watch. And if they don't watch and they'll take good notes, I'm punching them on the throat. Like every time. But if somebody says, well, Roman Reigns can do this, nope. Punch it right in the throat.
Well, we can have Roman Reigns do a Carter
No,
Rainmaker. Go home.
Yeah,
Matter of
okay, yeah.
fact,
You're
you're
fired.
fired.
Get out of here. Because every time I think about him and Kevin Dunn, I feel like everybody's eating.
Kevin Dunn.
I feel like everybody's eating out their ass because it makes no goddamn sense. The whole creative staff can't think of nothing to do. Hell, remember when Justin Gabriel was here and he left? You remember why he left?
Creative.
Exactly. Creative didn't know what to do with him and he went home because he was the stupid bunny for freaking Adam. What's his name's bunny drink.
Yeah, I remember.
And
Speaking of Kevin Dunn, did y'all see him run out the thing with Braun today?
yeah, and
You see Kevin Dunn.
to make it even funnier, if I if I was there, I probably would. I would have slapped the shit out of Kevin Dunn. Why'd you slap me? Because you're a horrible senior creative member, and you get paid too much to not. You get paid way too much not to be a dumbass.
But I get paid a lot because Mr. King gives me a lot of what?
No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
Quoting from a good podcaster.
Oh yeah, JD. Yeah, but
Yes, sir.
we both know that what he's doing. He has a sexual relationship with Vince McMahon. That's why. That explains everything.
Hey man, don't talk about relationship with your big Vinnie Mac, man.
Look, man, he sits Vince McMahon down every morning and he eats his ass, and then goes,
Hey, Vinnie Mac.
God. Oh
Vinnie
my
Mac,
God.
man, is the definition of good old fresh wrestling. Do you know what Vinnie Mac gives me every morning before I come to work? He gives me a good taste of wood.
yeah,
Nice hard craving wood.
yeah, and some butt juice, and then freaking
Stop.
every
Stop.
time. Think about it though. Every time something happens, it doesn't make any sense anymore. I don't even care. So I'm like, I feel like Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon are do sexual favors to get some of that shit on TV. Because they know for a fact that their shit is horrible. They know it. I know they know it. The fans are the lifeblood of the product. Oh, really? The fans are the lifeblood of the product. But why is Roman Reigns still on our TVs? Okay. Put him in NXT.
Yeah.
Hell, I remember when Omega was like,
Look at him.
freaking Johnny Nitro and Omega both technically said in their own words that they're not going to come back to WWE just to wrestle Roman Reigns and lose to Roman Reigns because it wouldn't make any sense.
Hey man, Roman Reigns. Look at that Samoan right there. Yeah, Roman Reigns. Oh man, Roman Reigns, man. Yeah, like I said, man, he deserves to be world champion, but the shoving down our throats, the John Cena clone, we don't need. We
No,
really don't need that
To
shit.
me, he does not need to be a champion. First of all, he never holds the fucking belt right. The way he holds the belt, he holds it like a mouth breather. And it generally pisses me off when he holds the belt completely wrong and it acts like, I don't care what you think. I'm like, motherfucker, put the belt on. Right.
But
What the
it's
fuck?
supposed to be edgy and cool.
No, it's not. It's fucking agitating, and it makes you want to genuinely jump to the TV and take the fucking belt
Hey
off.
man, hey, it's a gym bag, all right, man. You know,
Yeah,
you shove it over around your back.
that's how he holds it.
Dun.
The
Hey man,
only
he's the big dog.
the only other time where I really wasn't offended, or the only other time I was slightly offended by the belt is when Seth Rollins cashed in the belt and he swung it around like a dead cat. The shit was
Well, he did
hilarious.
that. He did that. He does that. He did that in NXT. That was an NXT thing he did when
I
he
know.
first went to. He's
A dead cat.
hypercentric Seth
Okay.
Rollins.
Yeah, he swung it around like a dead cat though. That shit is still hilarious to me. Like I was like Seth, why are you swinging it like? Yeah, I was like, Seth, why are you swinging it like a dead cat? Like, did you what?
Hey man, Rollins. But you know, I have to ask because I want y'all opinions on Rollins. So buy on sell or on face or in heel Rollins, which do y'all prefer?
I prefer.
Or indifferent?
I'm indifferent because I can go with him either way. He's a good heel. He's a good face. He just needs something to do on the roster. All you have to
Oh yeah,
do
something.
is put him in a match with AJ Styles and he'd be good.
Oh,
Everybody.
AJ versus
Everybody needs to be in a match with AJ Styles.
AJ versus Rollins. I mean, you know if Rollins was in a match with AJ Styles, Rollins would have to be the heel in that match, obviously.
I don't even
But
care. They could be face versus face and it'd still be a good match.
E4, Seth, buy on sell on him as a heel or babyface.
I agree with Wafang. I take him either way. And not take him either way, but heel or face. He's fine by me with that. With either, I would probably say I may lean a little bit more towards face because I guess that's when I started getting back into watching wrestling, and he was kind of a face, and he was a face, so that's what I'm kind of used to him seeing. But honestly, I can do either and stuff like that. And yeah, I would love to see Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. And,
Did y'all see the match? Did y'all see after the Finn Balor match that night on Raw when Finn had to give the title?
Oh God.
Do you remember the greatest moment of Seth's career? Is when he came out with that laughing face. He came out, Finn was all up on the ramp, looking so sad, and Seth comes out with the most ugliest face, hitting the looks at Finn and just walks down the ramp all I was just like, yo. I ain't gonna lie. When Seth did his laugh as a heel, it was fucking glorious, man. That shit used to have me rolling. Every time. Except when Seth got beat up by Randy Orton. That made me cry. He got bitched. Randy, please stop! Ah! Randy, please! Oh man, that shit was funny. Double middle fingers in Seth's face. Oh. Those slaps though, good lord.
Yeah, because what he didn't he stomp his head into the bricks, or was that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, he did it to the steps. He did Dean Ambrose through the bricks. He did it to Randy through the steps. It was just so funny. That promo Orton did earlier that night when he was talking about all of them. And he said, I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to beat you down. No, Seth, I plan on making you my bitch. I was like, damn.
Oh yeah, remember that episode? And here's how bad creative was back then, even then. Remember the episode where everybody in the joint, they pretended like everybody was quitting the authority, right? And then freaking Randy Orton was like, I know if I go down in the ring, it's going to be 5 against 1, so I'm not going to fall for it, right? And then they all pretended like they left the authority odds for his prediction to come true. And I was like, what kind of pointless shit was this?
Is that when Sting came down and helped Orton?
Yeah, I was like, that was so pointless.
Which was random and shit.
Yeah, I was like, well, why did you guys pretend you left? Pretend to left the authority so it's random just so you can prove them right in the end of the day. Like, it makes zero sense, man.
Creative, man.
Creative.
The big C. The big C. Like creative.
It's the
biggest
worst
problem in
WWE. Because they write weekly. It doesn't make any sense. They don't know how to write long term. They write weekly. But then you go to New Japan Pro or freaking NXT in their own company, you clearly see a complete goddamn difference.
You
especially
know why
NXT.
NXT is different? Because NXT keeps it simple.
They keep it fucking simple. Remember what happened last week? Killian Dane. It's going to be Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan at NXT because of what happened during their fatal four-way match. Done. That's all you had to goddamn do. But instead,
Story continuity.
exactly. That's all we had to goddamn do. Instead,
Now,
huh?
go. No, go. I was going to say now WWE main roster tends to have injuries left and right, but yeah,
Not even that. They tend to
Well,
forget their
because they
own fucking
constantly have
storylines.
them wrestling all year.
that too.
Yeah, like in house shows. I feel I agree with JD when it comes to that. Cancel the goddamn house shows. Like we don't need house shows. Like Seth Rollins got goddamn injured in the match with Kane, which Kane shouldn't have even been out there, if you can recall at that time, because
Paige,
Paige got injured in the fucking house show.
Revival.
In a house show, it's like, yo, okay, I love these people, and I know everyone loves them, but Jesus Christ, get them out of these house shows because they get injured a lot quicker because they're always in house shows. Like
I
shit.
say that I say keep house shows if you want, but like
Too
don't
many
have people
goddamn
that you
pay per
have.
views.
Well, that too, but no, I say when the house shows, don't have your big main eventers out there so much. Once in a while, feature maybe a Seth Rollins or a Dean. I wouldn't go that far. For those people, you have when WWE actually do long term schemes, like with a Dean Ambrose
Yeah,
or a Rollins,
yeah,
keep those guys off house shows.
yeah.
If you know you have long term plans for them, that if Dean goes down, well that fucks up my thing here, or if Seth goes down, that screws up this, or if Roman goes down, that screws up. Keep those off house. Keep them
I
off
mean,
house
last
shows.
time Roman was off TV, he did drugs. So
Well, he was sick too. Remember
I
recently,
know,
so
I know. I was
for
bad.
the worst reunion of all time, The Shield,
Oh my god, that crap was so bad.
because it was botched because everyone kept getting sick, and it got botched because Dean got injured, and it got botched because Roman, and it's botch.
Hell, funny enough, that meningitis did help a good match come out though.
Oh, AJ versus Finn?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because we're gonna have Bray Wyatt dressed up in drag. But thank you to not only Meningitis but JoJo. Getting him out of that. Who actually recently had more stuff revealed about JJ this week.
What?
I looked.
What?
She has more pictures out there. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Good job, JoJo. Giving me all the nice times in the world. Thank you.
Wait, she got leaked or something too? Don't tell
Yeah,
me
she's been leaked months ago, but they released more pictures. Nothing, no intercourse. Just her. You see her body. No intercourse. Not like Paige. But I mean, it's JoJo, so I'm not complaining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see JoJo because if I see JoJo, we're going to know who's going to be in the background. It's going to be, hey man,
Oh my god.
follow the brothers, man.
Oh.
I follow JoJo's fat ass. Fucking Bray Wyatt, man. Jesus Christ.
I feel so, and I know we talked about this last time and stuff. I am just hoping, for him, and just praying that he just he needs to. They are just burying him and just.
Buried. He's been buried 10 times over. You know he's going to lose. Wonderful. So yeah, that's another feud for Wyatt to lose against a
I
Woken
have
man.
no idea
Wonderful.
why. I don't know why, because I made the argument or sitting here thinking, well, because with WWE and their politics and of course if you're Samoan, they're just gonna put you on a fucking pedestal, no matter how god awful you are, Nia Jax. So whoever you're related to and stuff like that, you're Samoan, oh you're set. Charlotte, you're a Flair, you're fucking set. You don't have to
Oh
be that so
gosh.
much as good, and you related to. Don't even have to be related to somebody who's not even in the goddamn wrestling business. Sasha Banks. But then you look at Bray Wyatt, who is a fan, comes from wrestling royalty, and then yet he's just getting shitted on.
I
I
mean, it
don't
could be
get.
worse.
I don't. I don't understand.
Could be
Like,
his
and
brother.
then oh God, just not even go on that. Let's not,
Could be his
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Jesus, man.
It's. I don't know what's wrong. Like, I don't understand what the problem is, or who. It's because he's not kissing ass, or is he not getting on his knees? And I don't know what the problem is with
Because
some
they
of
do
these
it
wrestlers.
for Roman.
Yeah, that is the new thing now. They do it for all.
Let me tell you the problem, Bray Wyatt. He's on Raw. Get him off of Raw. Get him off of Raw. Get Balor off of Raw. Get the whole Balor Club off of Raw. Get Wyatt off Raw. Get Miz off Raw. As long as you have Brock Lesnar on that brand, everyone is going to be buried. Everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know how much better Raw was without Brock Lesnar around? At least, let me rephrase that. In the championship picture,
Oh,
we had people
yeah.
like Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, and pretty good matches. All three of their matches were pretty damn good, especially the Hell in a Cell. I thought it was really well.
Yeah.
You know, you had actual good, somewhat good storylines without Brock in the title picture. But now Brock is champion and is held hostage. What is everyone going to do?
Oh,
What are they fighting for? You got Finn Balor with the biggest smile on his face, coming out there looking all cheesy. Yay, me with the glove! Yay! Woo! We got Rollins and Jason Jordan. Roman walking around with how he does not need. You got the Miz cutting the same promos every fucking week. Who should be WWE champion right now? Maybe not now with AJ Styles, but should be in main event picture on SmackDown Live.
No, he's just gonna keep going after the IC belt. That's what he does. That's his thing, and then I guess they're just having him stick with that.
I mean, he has no choice. Look who's the Universal Champion. It all starts from the top. If you think about it, every brand starts from the top of the card. Look who's on top of the card on Raw. Brock Lesnar. Who's next? Braun Strowman. I love Braun, but I mean, the reality is Raw has these big monsters. Ultimately, what's anyone else going to do? You know, The Miz is a cowardly heel. What's he going to do? Fight Braun Strowman clean? No. It
When was
all
the last
starts from the
time he
top.
fought anybody clean? Yeah, I think it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been heel. But I mean, what I mean by clean, I mean having a chance. You know, what chance does he have against Braun Strowman? You know, Raw is kind of in this mentality of having monsters on their brand, and it's almost like Raw is the monster brand and SmackDown is the wrestling brand. And you know, I love myself some Braun Strowman, but he's not. You know, he may not be champion. You know, but he's main event next to Brock Lesnar. No one's doing stuff to Braun. Hell, no one's doing anything to Roman. So, Raw really has booked themselves in a colossal fuck up. There's no room for anyone else except, Joe. I mean, shit, maybe not even Samoa Joe at this point. You don't have space for anyone else but Roman and Braun.
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, yes, you can put Seth in there, but Seth realistically is only going to really have you can see him having a chance against Roman. He fought Strowman already, he lost. He fought Brock, got destroyed until the Undertaker came out there. So I mean, realistically, who do you see Seth beating in that title picture? Just Roman. He's done it before, clean.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you put him down in a Intercontinental title? Seth doesn't really need a title. I will give it to him to make him a Grand Slam champion, but he doesn't need the title. Seth should be, main event. The Intercontinental title should be someone for like Elias, Woken Matt, Jason Jordan.
You're right on that one.
Maybe Miz if you want to keep him down there. Maybe I'll retract my statement about Rollins. You could have Rollins maybe in there, to give the title, like high profile matches with people like Rollins and Finn for the IC title, stuff like that. The upper mid card battles. But Rollins, Finn, former world champions on both promotions, NXT and main roster, even though Finn was only for a day. People, IC title with them is fine for them, but I mean, not long term. I would, you would give someone like Finn or Rollins the IC title short term, just until say a program between Brock and Braun is over, or Roman and Braun or something. Just to kind of give Finn or Rollins something to do is important and build prestige back to a title that's seemingly been buried for the last 15 years. But I mean, that's Raw. SmackDown, on the other hand, you have AJ Styles. Anyone can fight him. So you have a competitive main event scene. Now, granted, there's no main eventers on SmackDown Live, really. You have what? Jinder's out there. You technically only have AJ Orton. I mean, I guess you could say Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are kind of in the bows of upper mid card to jokes and to main eventers. Nakamura's been buried. Bobby Roode's a babyface. Terrible on my television set.
Oh god.
There's no real heels on SmackDown.
I liked him as heel.
Yeah.
There's no heels on SmackDown. Oh, Baron Corbin gives a shit. Dolph Ziggler, where is he at? On the back of a milk carton somewhere. Jinder Mahal, demoted.
Not discussing him.
The modern day Maharaja. Or, I'm sorry, as I was, the make-believe Maharaja. Demoted to the United States title.
The modern day, get the fuck off my TV.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Randy Orton. He heard too much. Dying. He heard too much Jinder Mahal. We have someone who's a babyface on Raw, on SmackDown, who should not be babyface at this point. Randy Orton. Why he's still babyface, I have no idea. There's no heels. None.
He doesn't have anything to do. What else is he gonna do? He has no point of him. I don't think they have anything for Randy at this point besides him just being here and using them and using him to, threatening people and stuff like that. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn after what they did and stuff, and then Daniel comes out and it's like, I had to send Randy home because he was just going. I'm like, really? That's all you got left for Randy? Okay.
Have you noticed something about Randy Orton in these last 4 months? Have you noticed it's been him and Shinsuke doing the same matches for like the last 3-4 months?
Yes.
Yep.
And now, I'm bored to tears, man.
As I said, now I've been wondering why WWE just don't turn Orton back heel. He's been saying for months he wants to go heel. He's been saying for months he will love to work with AJ Styles. SmackDown has no credible heels. But at the same time, can you really turn Randy Orton heel at this stage in his career? I don't think so, honestly. I mean, the man burned out Wyatt's house and was cheered. You turn Randy Orton heel now, and you'll probably make him more over than anyone else on the roster. It's Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, Randy Orton's been there for 15 plus years. Turning him heel now is like turning Undertaker heel. It wouldn't make a damn sense. They wouldn't care. They're like, oh, it's Randy Orton. We love him anyway. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
And every time he hits an RKO, they're gonna pop anyway. So once again, WWE.
Physics with it.
But I mean, they pop.
When he defied
man, that shit was Seth
Rollins, man.
That shit was probably one of the best RKOs of all time.
Oh yeah, because he was in Rollins was already in midair coming down, and he magically was able to jump and place himself so properly in midair, just over him.
And apparently they didn't practice. They did not practice that. Apparently, they said that they did. That was the first. They just did it there.
Okay.
That's what they say. Now, what's true or not is a different story. I don't know, man. The Raw is like you look at both brands, Raw and SmackDown. And you're like, Raw is like on hostile takeover with Brock Lesnar as champion, and SmackDown has no one else there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
This brand split thing is dumb, and I still say
it's
it.
not that it's dumb. It's just that they're not doing what needs to be done. Once again, you have people who are baby faces that should not be baby faces. Charlotte Flair, Bobby
Uh,
Roode.
thank you, thank you.
I love
Jesus.
when she talks.
Oh man.
I really
Bobby
do.
Roode, Charlotte Flair. I am Charlotte Flair, baby face Charlotte Flair. Woo, woo, baby face.
You mean I am Ric Flair's
Awful.
daughter? Yeah.
God,
Anywho,
Ric
terrible.
Flair with a wig on.
yeah. I'm Ric Flair's
You're
daughter,
right.
Charlotte. That's what her whole name is. Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte.
Pretty much.
Eh, all right, man. Let's move on from the WWE. Okay, because
Double double E.
we're gonna be talking about those idiots for the rest of our natural form life. E4, I believe you had something you
Pretty
wanted to
much.
bring up now.
Hmm?
You had something you wanted to bring up
In the world
Oh,
of gaming.
in the world of gaming. Bring it on.
oh, yes. In the world of gaming, well, apparently in the world of gaming, when you play video games for a set amount of time, or don't want to go out into the real world and do real world things or have a social life, you are an addict, and it is being deemed as you have a mental disorder.
So does that mean I should
Oh,
go to the doctor right now and get disability checks and never
yes.
work a day in my life?
It's a disorder apparently, and all of three of us being gamers, and I will say that, granted, yeah, I have a lot of hours clocked in on Skyrim. Yeah, I can sit here and have a lot of hours on these other set games and stuff like that. But I want to get you guys' opinions about this first, because you guys play video games a little bit more heavier than me, and have a little bit more a bigger library of games and stuff like that. So I just want to get you guys' opinion about this.
Well, I have a confession to make. I I think I have a mental disorder. I
Oh no.
Wow,
yeah,
Fang.
I play an
Oh god.
excessive amount of video games, and I think I need to go seek help because it's been taking over my life.
Hmm.
My
That's
life.
almost surprising.
Wait, but that's surprising because you say now I was told that you're not supposed to have a life or a social life. You refuse social obligations, but aren't you married?
Yes, I am.
Don't you have a
I
job?
Yes, I do.
don't.
Dark Wave, don't you also have a job?
I mean, yeah. You know, hearing your mental disorder, man, was almost as shocking as hearing that Metal Gear launches nukes. Oh man,
Man, Metal Gear launches nukes. What are you talking
yeah,
about? That's impossible,
yeah.
man.
Hey man, I'm
Metal.
about to talk about a bunch of shit, so you might want to like skip this part or something. Oh, Metal Gear, awesome! I've been watching that shit all week.
Yeah.
Uh, I oh man, video game disorder. I first of all, I think it's complete bullshit. For one, um, the fact that we're making video game a disorder now shits on pretty much everything. They're giving gamers more bad reputation. Um, that being said, do I believe there is a, I guess, addiction to certain, when it comes to gaming? I think ultimately the people that are diagnosing this have to be gamers themselves or have some general knowledge of gaming. Because if that's the case,
It
you, me, can all go to the
it's
doctor right now and
actually
say,
not. It's actually not. They're doing this based off of. So I've pulled up several cases of where they got this from. One was in February of last year. A Twitch streamer had died of unknown causes. Streamed for 22 hours
Oh
straight,
yeah, I heard about that. But he
and he was a
streamed for 22 hours
35-year-old
straight.
father of three.
Yeah.
and he was doing a gaming session to raise money for charity. Took a pause for a smoke break, and he never returned to his screen. There was a League of Legends player that dropped dead after a heart attack after they was playing the game for 23 hours straight in an internet cafe in 2012.
I remember hearing
Then,
about that.
Yeah.
yeah, then in April, there was a teen that was killed in a fight over a Queens internet cafe console. Three young men began punching a homeless man who refused to give up his seat to let them play League of Legends. And the man fatally stabbed one during the melee.
Yeah.
And of course, here recently there was a swatting incident.
Oh yeah, that dumbass man. Look,
Oh, and by the way, there was another incident where some guy got angry at a video game, broke his headset, and shot his mother for it, and blamed her for it.
yeah. So
That was recent. So.
yeah, some of these joints are stupid. Like when I say that there are moments when people are legit addicted that play games for 80,000 hours and don't stop and get mad and shoot their mothers because they lost their game or legit will throw screams and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it exists. It's the bad side, but a lot of
But
people
is that
don't
really gaming addiction, though?
know.
That
Not
that's not really gaming addiction because, it's so people play games
yeah.
for a long period of time for different reasons. It could be, for example, I'm just going to throw something out there, completely example.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, E4 could be depressed because she got two flat tires or something and couldn't go to the movies or something or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. And she plays Skyrim for 10 hours because she's just so depressed and pissed off.
Yeah.
Or a legit person can have,
PTSD.
shy, really shy, can't talk to people, so they play video games, or someone loses a family member, and they play video games for a long period of time.
Yeah.
The addiction in video games usually are stemmed from another reason or probable cause, which is usually, when you're dealing with something or as a way to cope with something.
Pretty much.
Because, and like E4 said, how they're just going to have random doctors doing this. That pretty much qualifies everyone. There are people who play this video games for their jobs. They have no choice. People like Mr. Happy 1227 who does Final Fantasy 14 streams. You know, Garbage PewDiePie. Rad Brad. They have no choice but to play these games for hours because that is what keeps food on their table and a roof over their head. So you're gonna go to a doctor and say, oh, Brad has gaming disorder because he plays hours upon video games, but it's his job. Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Happy does 5, 6, 7 hour stream. Now he does take breaks, to use the bathroom, get a drink of water, all that. But he does this for 10, 15 hours straight on stream. Oh, he must have a gaming addiction, but it's his job.
At the same time, some of the people, and I do say this about YouTube a lot. I mean, you can always just also get a day job. I mean, it's not hard. A lot of
Yeah,
people, like people like DSP blow me because he's like, I need money. Like, bitch, go get a job. So he
but
begs
people who
somebody.
legit are making money off this stuff, like then they are making it. They got the subscribers. They're not only YouTube affiliates, they're Twitch affiliates.
Yeah.
They have ads. Those people.
Yeah, I know.
They
But
have to do this for a living.
yeah, but the very second YouTube or something goes down, they're fucked. So
Well, that's why I say. What I mean by really made it, I mean like I'll use Mr. Happy for example. He not only is he with YouTube, but he's with Twitch.
yeah.
Not only is he with Twitch, but he has all these advertisers. That's what I mean by make it.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about making it to where if when you get demonetized on YouTube and you can give two shits.
Yeah.
You got Twitch because Twitch is more reliable than YouTube anyway. And then you have advertisers that that sponsor you, but you have sponsors, Still Series, Audible, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by really making it. Yes, I mean when you're really making it in there,
yeah.
and this is what you do for money. This is your living, not just I can do this. I may make a couple dollars, and it's not, because you just so happen to, make money from it, and it's not a living. It's just something you do for fun, and you just so enough to where you make something. I'm talking about people who legitimately go to, their parents and say, "This is what I do for a living," and they have checks, $1,000, $2,000 checks showing that this is a living.
Yeah, I
You
know
can't
that.
say those people have gaming addiction because this is what they do. I don't know. I'm gonna ask you guys this. I don't, because I haven't had to think about it. But what do you classify as true gaming addiction? E4 Wild fan, because I have to think about it for a little bit.
What I feel is true gaming addiction is when I don't know when somebody has a kid and their kid doesn't do their schoolwork and they decided that the games are more important and are failing at life and everything's more important. Gaming is more important than everything in your life. You have nothing else to your life. You just play games and you don't do anything. You're sitting in your mom's basement and that's all you do. That's gaming addiction.
E4.
I will also, piggyback on that. Something where, and not even saying that, yeah, you're in your mom's basement, grandparents' basement, whoever like that. You don't want to go out in the world. Not even saying that you have to have a social life, because I really kind of somewhat don't. I go to work and I come home. That's pretty much what I do. Um, you don't want to go out and face the world. They make the joke, about how you don't people they don't know what the sun looks like, or you go outside during the daytime or whatever like that, and the sun burns your eyes and all that other kind of stuff, where you just have no recollection, just ignore the real world, and it's and that's pretty much for me, what gaming addiction is. And I want to touch on something that you brought up, Dark Wave. When you say, "Oh, well, for the people that have, I play video games as a stress reliever. I played first of all, even when I was a kid, had anxiety, problems with my thyroid and all these other kind of things like that. So it was a good playing video games was a good release for me. It was a good way for me to also make friends and a good way for me to also talk to people. Now, you guys may not have known this, but I actually was very quiet, very closeted, and very shy when I played video games and stuff like that, and also being a girl. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's a girl gamer. She
Oh
plays
my
video
god, you're
games,"
a
and
girl?
everybody would wanna. Oh my God, she has tits. Oh my God, she has boobs. What?
Oh my
And I would get people to
god.
have talked to me. I made friends playing video
Mm-hmm.
games.
Oh my
I made
god,
friends
you're a
playing video
girl?
games. It helped with my anxiety. Well, I'm gonna shoot you. It helped with a lot of stuff. If I come home and because I have such a stressful job
I
and
thought you were a
stressful
curvy
life,
man.
you thought I was a Kirby. Oh man, I know. I'm sorry.
So now you
Disappoint you.
sorry, let me finish, let me finish. I'm sorry.
But I come home from a stressful day at work or whatever like that, because I don't really have a whole bunch of friends and stuff that I can go hang out to. What do I do? What do I do? I go pop in Grand Theft Auto and I go shoot and kill people. I'm not gonna go buy a real gun and go shoot and kill people in the real world. So what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go play something in the fantasy and go shoot and
Mm-hmm.
kill people. Makes me feel better. Makes me feel better about and I'm still consciously aware about what's going on in the real world. Every 5 seconds Trump can sneeze. Trump sneezes. Oh my God. All this
Trump
other kind of
sneezed. He
stuff.
hates America.
Oh, jeez. All this other kind of stuff that goes on. I'm still consciously aware, but I come home and I have my video games are here.
So like
So
a home away from home.
it's a home away from home. Exactly. It's a home away from home.
Trump
Um,
quits. He hates America.
After listening, I think I finally thought about my, I guess, true meaning of gaming addiction. How I would say, okay, you might want to go get some help or something. I feel both of y'all, both feel what y'all said, are absolutely correct. Uh, being not basically being unaware of the real world. But I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna go a step further than that. I think when it gets to a point where you're playing video games so much that your life as yourself is becoming an endangerment. And what I mean by that is when you know you are not drinking water enough, when you are sitting in your own piss and shit, when you have not bathed in like 2 months,
Yeah.
when you know that because you're not bathing, you're not eating well. You're not eating what you should be eating. You're not drinking enough water. You are sitting there in your own stuff that is now affecting you as a person and your honest life. And then on top of that, when it affects those around you, if you're living with others,
Yeah.
because if you're living with others and people start to see that, that's not now that is now going to affect them in a different way because they're seeing it. And I think that's when true gaming addiction comes in, when you are so involved in a video game that you cannot take 2 minutes to go take a piss in it or go grab a bottle of water or just eating an apple, eating proper, just eating food in general because you are engulfed to a point where it is affecting your health physically and mentally. You can say a lot of things mentally. People say, people can always relate things to like GTA. That's I wouldn't say that's due to video game. I think that's more of that's something else in your head that links that stuff to you. That's not just video game addiction. When people may say, relate shit everything to Grand Theft Auto. I think that's more of just a normal mental issue.
Hey, hold
But I
on.
think
I'm gonna say it best that one person said, especially when he argued with the newscaster. So was Hitler playing Pong? He decided to do what he did. Was that because of video games?
hey man,
Was the Hindenburg because of freaking video games? Was 9/11 because of
probably,
video games? Was the
you know,
mass shootings because of video games? Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they had people burning Mario Kart because they thought Mario Kart was also causing video game violence. But then,
they always relate video games to
yeah,
everything,
yeah, and
and
every
and that's the
time,
thing.
Inherently,
and
it's
every
easy to
time,
blame.
yeah, and every time they do it, and here's what happens: they go, "Let's take all of this, buy all these game cartridges or games, and burn them." And then the companies go, "Well, you bought the games; they're yours. We don't care what you do with them."
They, and I'm gonna get on that subject too. But you know, the fact that the people, the health administration or whomever made it, is going so far to give this a diagnosis of mental disorder, to me, is trying to shame gamers more now than ever. If you think about gaming as in its history, you know, gamers have been shamed, especially male gamers, because female gamers, they'll flock to them just to get laid.
Ah,
I was
But
gonna say
when you when you
that's a whole different topic about female gamers.
when you grow up, and this is, I'm gonna speak from experience. When you grow up as a gamer, you get viewed so differently than almost anyone in your inner circle or,
Mm-hmm.
or, or your outer circle. You get viewed in a way where you think, one, they think you are a moron. B, you
You're
are
childish.
you're childish. You're a moron. You don't know anything about it, and they always, they use video games basically as a way to shame you. That, oh, you're still playing video games and you're in high school. What are you doing with your life? People, and this is from, and I'm talking about your own people of your ages, not adults. People of your own age, they classify you in a spot because you play video games, and it's amazing to me that they do all that, and then you have the corporations and the news saying, "Oh, Grand Theft Autos need to be pulled because we got mass killers, and this has to be because of GTA,"
oh yeah.
which it really isn't. And ultimately, They just find more ways to make us as gamers look like the shit of the world because we play video games a lot.
Oh no,
And
my
this is
thing
just
is,
another.
huh? No, go ahead, Paige. I'm sorry.
And this is just another way to basically say that gamers are, and I hate to say it like this, but gamers are shit. Like we can't be, normal people that instead of going to a club, getting high, fucking for 30 hours a day, that we can't sit here and play video games for 10 hours just to enjoy our free time that we have the freedom to have. Now, you're telling me that if my grandparents, or if you are a child, your parents think, oh, he comes home and all I see him doing is playing video games. But yeah, your kid can be getting honor roll in school. But yeah, you see him come home and he's playing video games. Now you're telling me we can just go to the doctor and now he has to get fixed? What?
Yeah, that doesn't make
Are
any
you
sense.
fucking kidding me? Who gives a shit? It's video games. Video games have been around for decades. Violent, non-violence, cutesy, terrible games, terrible consoles, from the Virtual Boy to the Sega Saturn, to great consoles like the PS2 and the Sega Dreamcast. I mean, the fact that we're in an era now where possibly legitimately we can go to a doctor, say we play video games too long, and possibly get diagnosed and possibly get disability checks because we play games is astounding to me. It is fucking astounding. Now, how do we cure this? How are they going to say we cure it now? That's what I want to see. Now, apparently there's clinics in the UK, apparently, for this shit. There are clinics. What the fuck is that going to do? We going to take video games from a person? That's not going to cure the problem. If there was one.
Yeah, it's just gonna piss people like me. If you was
the problem isn't gaming.
Video games.
Yeah, you can't.
Are you gonna give me all my money?
How would you do this?
You gonna
It's
give
not
me
like somebody
books?
that's addicted to. It's not like somebody's addicted to an illegal drug or something like that, where it makes it difficult for them to get. You go taking up what they're gonna have video game rehabs or something like that, where you go in there. Hi, I'm Cecily. Hi, Cecily, and I'm addicted to video games. I had about 300 hours clocked in on Skyrim. I had a day job. I took my dog outside for a walk. Granted, I'm not in the bestest of shape, but you pretty much can. I'm living. I do kind of have somewhat of a social life because my parents do see me. Apparently, I do pretty okay because I have my own plate. You know what? I don't even know why I'm here.
But
I don't know.
that's the thing.
I don't know why I'm here.
Gaming does not, like I said, there couldn't be, like I said, when it affects your health is when I think that there's an issue. But other than that, everything else related to anything is not related to gaming. That's what people need to understand. There's something else wrong with that person, and it's nothing to do with gaming, really. Gaming is just there. It's just kind of like in the mold, but there's something deeper wrong with the person. But they think, oh, it's video games. And then people like me, like you guys, we get shamed for it. Think about when this gets viral, really viral, and say if you two have kids. Now, granted, because you two are gamers, but you're not around your kids 24/7. When they go to school, you don't know what's going on. So just imagine how, if this goes viral, what kids may think, the kids that quote don't game. The so-called cool kids, right? That can't game, that don't game, but can't fight worth a shit either. So, but they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen here. When a parent says, we want you only on the game for an hour a day and their kid's on it for 3 hours. Oh, you must have a problem. We're taking you to the doctor. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, because little Jimmy doesn't want to go outside and throw snowballs at some goons outside who he doesn't give a shit about. Who teases him every day at school because his parents buy him high waters every day, but they tease him. Oh, but you want him to go outside and throw snowballs with him? Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah. I remember back in my 10th grade year, my mom tried to make me sit with some of the people I don't even know or like. So you should sit with them.
You know,
And
it's
make this
like,
cool. I was like, no.
I was fortunate. My mom knew and I think it's for our generation, which found out we're not millennials. We were, what is it? It's Generation Z. Yeah, Generation Z, which is the early 90 babies. You know, babies that's born between 1990 and 1995. So we're safe. Um, we knew what outside was. We
oh, your kids
knew
know
with the
outside.
sun and sky and the grass what color they was. At least I definitely did. My parents, made me play outside and stuff. I learned how to ride a bike. I know how to swim. Did all that stuff, gymnastics. I did all the extracurricular activities. However, my first system was a Super Nintendo that my mother bought me. First game I ever beat was Donkey Kong Country that my mother bought me, and it took off from there. My father then bought me my PlayStation 1, my PS2, my Dreamcast. My father bought most of my systems. And granted, my mom will be like, I don't particularly care as long as you are doing all right at school, whatever. That's fine because I grew up not even using the fact that about me growing up as a tomboy as an excuse, but I didn't play with Barbie dolls. I was outside trying to, how to do my hair and playing hopscotch and, jump rope and all that other kind of shit. I was inside playing video games. My mother always knew where I was. Unlike my cousins, who wasn't heavy gamers and stuff like that, what were they doing? Outside, getting into trouble, getting into shit. And one of my cousins ended up was, doing stupid shit, jumping off the roof and shit, broke his damn arm. Never me. I was inside the house. My parents
But you know
always
what's
knew where the hell I was. Where's
hmm
Cecily? Downstairs playing video games. Where's she always gonna be at?
you know what's funny about this generation though? Now that I think about it, this generation barely even knows what outside is. The true outside. Mainly because the world is a piece of
No,
shit
they're
now.
getting hurt. Yeah.
But but it's funny, and it kind of goes off the topic of the game. But it's funny how you look at our generation, and we play games, but we knew everything about the outside. This generation coming up, oh boy, you have kids with at the age of 5 with iPads, iPhones, and don't know shit
Because
about
their parents are
outside.
lazy. Because their parents are
And
lazy. Because they have
and
young
then when they
parents and they don't want to be bothered with them.
and then when they play video games, parents still get on their ass like, but they don't even know what outside is. What the fuck do you expect? It's just funny things has come how things has been coming around, and now with this whole video game is now an addiction. It's a mental disability. Are you fucking kidding? It
Video
baffles
games
me.
is causing all the problems, the killings and the shootings and all that other kind of stuff.
That's
Oh, video
yeah.
games are so aggressive and so, oh, look at all this other kind of stuff. And oh, now it's like, all right, well, now what else can we do with video games? Because when they tried the shit with video games are causing, all these shootings and all the other kind of stuff, it's like, no, it's not actually. So it's like, all right, what else can we sit here and say? Oh, what else is up here? Oh, video games is sitting here. It's an addiction now.
Yeah, they try to. I remember the government tried to get M-rated games pulled off shelves many years ago with the ESRB and shit, and they couldn't get that through. Anything because they think gaming is the root to evil. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen some of the shit that comes on television? Television is worse than
I
gaming.
was I was gonna say fucking TV. It's
Have you know what's funny about television now? So we all came up in the '90s and early 2000 and stuff. Show stuff like on USA Network and sci-fi and stuff like that. You didn't see much like explicit stuff on those channels. You didn't see much of that. You didn't see people having on regular TV, not like Cinemax or stuff like that. I mean, you didn't see like shit like Monster Ball, nothing like that on that TV. Nothing like true killing. But you know what? You know what's funny? FX comes around, and you start getting stuff like Nip Tuck on television, explicit sex right on television. A child can turn to it. USA has been getting real daring as of late. Damnation. I've been watching it. Violent people getting shot in heads, blood going everywhere, sex on regular TV. And I'm not talking about, when how they show people kissing and they go down to bed and they're making out and it goes black and then you see them on the cover. No, I'm talking about explicit sex right on TV. USA channel. FX. Oh, Happy? That show Happy on Sci-Fi?
That show is pretty good.
It is. It's censored, by the way. But they have explicit sex. I'm seeing a guy from Law and Order bang some girl from behind, and his ass is right on TV. Are you what? But gaming is the problem, right? Oh, gaming is the root to evil. But yeah, I'm seeing a guy who I've seen on Law and Order ass hanging out on Sci-Fi Channel, 10 o'clock at night on Sci-Fi, mind you, not HBO, not FX, not FFX, Sci-Fi. I'm seeing a girl in a bunny outfit giving a guy a blowjob. What? But yeah, video games are the root, are all the issues.
Yeah. But...
Did they even say some of this stuff as far as like with the cartoons? Do you remember some of the really cartoons and shit that we used to watch as kids? And
no
whatever?
cartoons, kids. None of that shit was for kids for us. None of it.
I mean, how did that shit? What was it? What was the other one? Shit. Oh God, what was it? The one that used to come on Cartoon Network. Yeah, Cow and Chicken. Fucking Ren and Stimpy. Are you Ren and Stimpy?
No cartoon was for kids. None of them. Dexter's Lab was not for kids.
Kidding me? Dexter's as much, and when you go back and watch these shows and cartoons and stuff, and then you hear some of the jokes and innuendos that was in this, like I fucking missed that as a kid. Oh yeah, that was I get that now. Hey,
you either had violent shows. You either had violent shows. Powerpuff Girls. You had sexually explicit shows. Dexter's Lab, probably one of the most explicit shows on there. The bullshit they got away with.
I don't even really know.
What, with Dexter's Lab?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that a woman's fucking a monkey, basically. I don't know if you remember the episode when Dexter got rid of Dee Dee. He brought in some high school girl and all flirting with him and stuff. He threw war himself, basically signifying that he came in his fucking pants. His mom always bending over.
All the time.
Dexter naked 90% of every episode. He's winding up naked. Oh, don't get me started about Ed and Eddie, the Kanker sisters.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
There was a certain episode. There was a certain episode when they legitimately raped the Ed boys. Legitimately.
Yep. I remember that episode. I will never forget that episode.
I remember that shit. I was a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, they just raped them legitimately. They came out the door running with their pants down. Are you? And your gaming does this shit?
No.
Do you know how rare it is to find any? You know what's funny about gaming? Even today, do you know how rare it is to find anything really like that in gaming? Really? I mean, what? Grand Theft Auto. Ooh. Now you may have South Park, but it's South Park. Who gives a shit?
But here's the thing too. Are these games? Doesn't it go down to the parents as well? Because these games do have, I don't know, ratings and stuff like that on them that says that maybe you shouldn't be buying your 10-year-old. You shouldn't be a dumbass parent. And my child says, my 8-year-old is like, Mommy, can you buy me Grand Theft Auto 15? No. Even if I wasn't a gamer, I'd be like, let me go see Grand Theft Auto 15. Oh, hell no. Can you go buy me Call of Duty? No.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Parents are stupid. I used to work at GameStop, and I've had a lot of parents come to me. Oh, we bought our son this, and it's too bad. But and complaining to me when you tell them everything that's wrong, they still buy it. And then you got the kids, parents, gaming is wrong for my son, but yet you're letting your son, 10 years old, play online. Are you fucking kidding me? With a mic? You're going to let your son play Call of Duty online, 10 years old, with a mic.
And they
do you not see
surprised when they hear the N-word?
Not just that.
They be the main ones saying it. They be the main ones
right?
saying it.
They say it, and then when someone gets annoyed and cuts this kid out to no end, and they just don't stop. Then you got parents, my son was playing online and they was getting cussed out. It's a hostile environment. Video games is bad. Why is your son at the age of 11 online with a mic? And parents look at their children as if there's nothing wrong. Are you fucking kidding me? Your kid probably goes to school and cuss these kids out every day of the week. But yet video games are the problem, right? Video games is the issue with all the world's issues. No.
It's the root to all evils.
It's the roots. But yet we're not going to count the parents who buy these games and allow their kids to do things on the game they should not be doing. My mom, God rest her soul, when I told her about Grand Theft Auto 3, you know the first thing she asked me? She looked at me and said, Keenan, are you going to take a baseball bat because this is GTA and beat the shit out of someone? That was legitimately her first thing she asked me. I just looked at her right in the face and I said, why would I do that? It's a game. Why would I do that in real life? If I do that in real life, I legitimately said to her, Mom, why would I do that? I'm going to jail in real life if I do that. This is a game where I will just get killed and I will hit the restart button. And she looked at me and said, okay, you understand right from wrong. Here's GTA 3. And she went and bought it for me like the next day or something. Ever since then, even before that I had N-rated games, but ever since then, my mom knew I knew the difference between a video game and real life. Parents today don't give a shit. It's like what E4 said. They don't care. The fact that kids have iPhones at the age of 5, tablets at the age of 5. You know, kids are having sex at the age of 10. But yet this all comes back to video games.
I was outside. On my pogo stick at the age of 10 trying to get past 200.
Well, I can't say I didn't do things when I was a child, but it's more prevalent now than when I was doing it. You know, back then, you know, it all depends. But see, when we came up, it was about the environment you lived in, mainly. You know, the people you was around, you know, your parents or your cousins and stuff like that.
And I will also say that, so GTA 3 came out, what, 2000? 2000?
Something around there.
Something like that, right there. 2001, something like that. Let's just go with 2000, whatever. This is 17, 18 years ago. I was 10, 11. I had a copy of GTA 3. My dad bought me the game. He saw my cousin playing it. Well, my cousin is 6 years older than me. And he saw him playing it. He was like, I was like, Dad, I really want to buy this game. I really want this game or whatever like that. Okay. Literally, that's what it was. Dad already knew about the game. He bought it and stuff for me. I think it also sit here, and if you know your child as well, and this again goes back to the damn parents. Now, if my kid is known for sitting here and doing some sneaky shit and, you know, going off, disappearing, all this other kind of stuff, no. I was a quiet child. Again, I stayed did what I was supposed to do, did fine in school, did all my other kind of shit. So my parents didn't have a problem with me getting this stuff. Getting GTA 3 when I was 10 was totally fine. I wasn't going to go outside. My dad knew I was going to go sit here and get influenced and start going outside, beating people with a damn baseball bat and go take his car, pick up some hoes, and have them have sex with me and then beat him up later and get my money back. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you also have to be a decent parent and know your child. If my child goes off and sitting here like my cousins who was doing stupid shit, like jumping off the roofs and stuff like that of, you know, grandmother's house and all that kind of dumb shit and doing wrestling moves and stuff like that in the backyard on, you know, on concrete, and all the other kind of dumb shit. No,
Yep.
they wasn't getting these games, but Cecily was because all I did was stay in the house, mind my business, did what I was supposed to, and they had no problem with it. And I
Yep.
think it goes to what kind of parents that we had. I grew up, with I guess if you want to call it a stereotypical black household where I had, a grandmother and that was Big Mama and all that other kind of stuff. So, whatnot and whatnot. And I got beat upside my head. I got my ass whooped, pretty much, is what it goes down to. And granted, my niece, I love my niece and stuff like that, but you can't. The problem with my niece is you can't be friends with your kids. You're not
You're
supposed
right.
to.
You're right.
Whoop their
It's
ass.
just and when people watch this, they're gonna say, "What does all this have to do with video game addiction?" We're looking into the deeper ends of this, goons. When you watch this and you wonder why we're jumping to personal life, because we're looking deeper into the video game, not just how many hours you play or what you do. We're looking deeper in why this is really happening. This has been going on for years, where they've been trying to get video games technically almost seemingly abolished. Now the video game addiction comes around, and it's just one more added fuel, one more added little nudge to get video games off. For what? They don't want to acknowledge that bad parenting is the cause, and kids or men or women having other mental issues. They don't want to acknowledge those things. Gaming addiction is a load of crap. It's a load of crap under the circumstances that they have set. Under the circumstances that we have read that they can cause a diagnosis. Because if that was the case, me, Wild Fang, E4, let's quit our jobs, let's go get diagnosed, and let's live off the checks we get every month for being gamers and seemingly not streaming, not doing anything. We just gotta play games for all but 10 hours a day, which is very simple. Just pop in Skyrim and sit there and look at the freaking sky and running around creating 100 characters. You'll notice, you'll look at the time, and it'll have been 10 hours before you even know it. Trust me. I know. Especially with mods. You're sitting here downloading 1,000 mods for no reason at all, just to do it. And then you look up, it was 12 a.m. when you started, and you look up again, and it's damn near 12 p.m. And you're like, oh, crap. Running around your Argonian looking like a damn goon. It's a load of garbage. How far does this go? I don't know. How many stories will we hear about people being diagnosed? I don't know. Will this help anything with, stopping gaming? No. I think eventually there are going to be people like I said who are going to try to cash in on this easily, and they're going to change their little rules of diagnosis soon.
Oh, of course.
And they're going to actually hire people that know what the fuck they're talking about when they're diagnosing someone with gaming addiction. And I honestly think, it's going to be down to what I said, when it's legitimately hurting you to a point where it's affecting your health physically and mentally, and those physically and mentally around you. That is when gaming addiction, to me, is at its core, when you really do need help. Oh, yeah. When you're really harming your body to that extent of where, you haven't bathed in a month, you haven't really eaten, and you are sitting here, get the fuck off the game, man. And that is when I think is the most crucial. But all this other shit they're saying, 10 hours a day or 10 hours in a single setting, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. RPGs, you do that in one setting when you first buy a game most times, no matter what game it is. Unless you just don't have the time and you only play for a couple hours a day, depending on your life. Yeah. But, something like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you're going to clock in 10 hours just within the first 2 chapters of the game. Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of which, Wild Fan, I gotta jump subject. How long are we on the podcast for right now? What's the timestamp? Do you know?
I have no idea, but we're about to jump to the last subject. Bullshit DLC practices again.
With what?
I don't know if you guys heard about what's happening with that new game, Blaze Blue Cross Battle, but half the
Who?
roster, Blaze Blue Cross Battle.
Oh, Blaze Blue. I forgot. I
Yes,
almost forgot about them.
yes, okay. So you heard about what happened? That half of the roster is DLC, and they are receiving some of the biggest fucking backlash I've ever heard of in my life.
So I can end this conversation right now. Do you know why this is happening?
Why?
They're alive.
Ah,
That. I'm sorry to. I'm really sorry to make it seem like I'm shitting on Blaze Blue. I like Blaze Blue, but honestly, they're alive.
Dead or Alive isn't even from the same company.
No. Look what they did with that last game they did.
Oh, they melted the whole costumes and everything, and
Look how much DLC's in that game.
over $1,000 worth.
I challenge you to go on your PSN and look at the DLC.
It's
All
over
of it.
1,000. I'm not about to do that. It freezes every time, but it's over $1,000
Exactly.
worth of DLC, which I would never have.
That is why.
It's mostly
That is why
costumes,
Blaze
though.
Blue is doing it.
But it's from a completely
That is
different
why
company.
Blaze.
That's why I'm confused.
I mean, looking monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, okay. But when it comes to, but I'm mostly talking about like when it comes to like DLC that's kind of like messed up like that. Because I mean, they went through like 4 years of adding costumes to the game. And when I say
Because
like,
people are gonna buy it.
oh yeah, people bought the costume
And
like
then
idiots.
and they know.
Hello.
You know why? Because people are gonna. Here's the problem with that, and I hate to really like sound like an asshole, but legitimately, there are gonna be those guys who make the same sentiments you're making,
Uh-huh.
and guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna go out there and buy the game and buy every fucking character that comes out.
Oh yeah, like a dumbass. They're gonna buy
Exactly.
$20 worth of. They're gonna buy 20 characters when 20 characters. And I'm like, as soon as I saw the news, I was
Street
like,
Fighter Five is doing it too.
oh yeah,
Street Fighter Five doing it. Look at the that is legitimately why. Like the moment you I haven't heard of it until you said it. The moment you said it, I knew exactly why. Street Fighter Five is doing it. Look at the amount of characters they released in DLC. Jiri, among other people.
Oh yeah.
Dead or Alive 5 has over what it was mainly costumes, yes, and you had like different versions of the game where you get different characters, but even still, it's over $1,000 of DLC, and that game has been out for almost 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
Blaze Blue is looking at this and saying, "Oh, so we can charge for the game. I don't know how much they're going to charge for the game. If I had to guess, it'd probably be about $40 or more, maybe 20 at the cheapest. It'd be at the cheapest. I'll say $30. But then they say, oh, you know what? We're gonna put half the roster and we're gonna put like another bunch of characters behind DLC because we know these idiots are gonna buy it anyway.
Exactly.
Because they're too loyal to Blaze Blue.
Actually, to make it even funnier, the Blaze Blue community or the Axis community, because of this happening, has been, frying them up. Then
maybe they won't.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive it's gonna end up like EA again. Where
honestly, I feel like I'm just at the my sentiments with DLC. See, and it's sad to me because I was actually having this discussion with someone on PSN. They were talking about Destiny's, garbage stuff going on with them. Because Destiny made an update announcement about all the things they're bringing back, and it was saying, they were telling me why they felt so bad about Destiny 2. And I was telling them that I don't see why y'all would feel so bad. Y'all should expect this from the start. They would say, well, Destiny 1, when it ended, it was a complete game, and Destiny 2 came out and was incomplete. I'm saying, well, what did you expect? It's the same thing now when I hear about DLCs and loot boxes and all that shit. I am overly desensitized at this point. And because people say, oh, the company gives excuses and this and that. When conversations come up like this, like I said, I don't mean to sound like an asshole. Cause I'm not trying. I'm not shutting down your subject, Wildfang. Really not. But when I hear stuff like this, I look at this and I'm like, who gives a shit? Because ultimately, I am so desensitized. I've been on Final Fantasy 14 for 4 years. I have heard those developers claim all the type of excuses, nonsensical bullshit, stuff in their cash shop, years and years. I have seen the loot box system come and go, come around. And I have heard all the excuses about how, this is going to do well for us because it helps support the money. Oh, $60 gaming isn't profitable because it takes so much to make the games, and this and that and this and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And the reason I got so desensitized because all these people keeps talking shit, and yet I realized that the game sold over 100 million copies, and their DLC packages were successful, despite what they've done. Even Battlefront 2. Oh, despite all the nonsense, it still sold somewhat. Not now.
I was about to say,
Not now.
actually, it sold horribly, and it put them. It lowered a lot of money. It sold, but it didn't sell. Like I could tell you,
Yeah,
like,
it didn't sell.
Yeah, like
it didn't sell like hotcakes, but it sold.
The first one's outsold it, dude. I was about to say it
Yeah,
sells,
but what
it
I mean
doesn't
is-
like it's not going to. It didn't break any ground. It literally lowered
see,
their stock.
Yeah, but what I mean by sold is that, so there was a guy, I think it was Battlefront or some game, who spent like I think like $1,100 or some shit.
Yeah,
But basically, what it does is that Battlefront did not sell. It sold, but it didn't sell.
yeah.
But you have that one guy who gave them $1,100. So what happens? They get the backlash, right? They fix their game. All they gotta do is not make the mistake of the bullshit that they did, but still implement the systems, and they'll be back. And they will be okay-ish. You know, they can always they'll lay underneath the radar, and they'll slowly bring it back in. But other gaming companies are seeing it, and they're not gonna make that mistake Battlefront did. They're not. They're gonna do it differently, and people are gonna whine and bitch and moan, but ultimately still buy it. Because for whatever reason, people have their hopes up, and I'm like, why do you have your hopes up in the gaming community in 2018? Have you not heard of all the different excuses, all the different bullshit? 2K games, every WWE game will have microtransactions now for loot boxes. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah, that.
Now, granted, I don't give a shit because I don't, but how could no one be almost desensitized at this point?
Yeah, but it again, it leads to a point because you're desensitized, man. And I don't know how you became so desensitized, but you're also forgetting something. Not everybody is desensitized. So, how does it feel when you go buy something and it's not a complete product? You're buying half of a fucking game. The main purpose is 20 characters are already confirmed for Blaze Blue Cross tag, right? And 20 of those characters, it's supposed to be a 40 plus game. They said they're going to stack the roster. So half of the roster is now DLC that you have to pay for. I mean, at some point, it's going to piss off a lot of people. Even if you say you're supposed to be desensitized. No, not
well, I'm not really. Well, I wasn't really trying to speak for everyone. I was just saying me in general. I'm desensitized.
You're desensitized, yes. But at the same time, it is still an injustice. Like, imagine if you imagine if you bought Okami right now, right? And it was like, the whole last area is now DLC. Nope. How pissed would you be right now?
Let me ask you this:
even if you were like, hold up. Even if you were like, yo, they've been doing that for like a couple of days, a couple of years now in Westcott, would you still not be pissed?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: is it after you bought the game or before you bought the game?
Huh?
No, I mean, okay. So you saying the whole I'm using your example about the Okami. Did she buy the game already? I'm just using your example.
She bought.
Did they buy it? Did she bought the game first and then they said it, or did they announce that already and before she bought the game? Is what I'm saying.
Either or. She pissed. I can tell you that.
Because I don't know. Like I've been so like this. The subject for me has been very like because don't get me wrong. I see the problem. I hate it myself. It's just that I think I've gotten to a point now where it's like, considering I don't support those practices, like I don't really donate my money into, stuff like that. I mean, I've bought like maybe a couple for Overwatch once or twice.
I've never bought a single thing for Overwatch.
But it's like, I feel like for me, and I'm just speaking for me, because it's really hard for me to comment on this subject without sounding like a dick. Even though, like, I understand where people would get angry because I would be angry too. But it's kind of hard for me to translate in a way where I don't sound like I condone it in a way, if you know what I'm saying. Because the way I look at it is like I don't condone it, but it's the world we live in. So you either deal with it or you don't.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's the thing where people are getting a little bit of an issue with, dude.
Well, but that's the thing. It's been years now. The world of gaming. That's what people aren't understanding. That I think the one thing that people aren't really understanding about gaming is that all gaming now is literally now a business.
I know.
It's all business. And, and I was telling my friend when they was talking about Destiny, and I was thinking how they broke it up and saying, well, and I told him, and I'm being realistic here, like, just looking at it from a business standpoint, why make $50,000 when you can make $100,000? Yes, it pisses us off, and yes, we're going to complain, but in a business sense, just looking at it from a business sense, and this is with anything, like Wild Fang, if you can go out there and do something for 50,000, for 100,000, I mean, if you can make 100,000, why make 50,000? Why? In a business sense, that's how they're looking at it.
All right.
I don't condone it.
Business sense, right? Let's look at it in a complete business sense. What is one of the greatest games of all time right now of 2017?
I mean, it's Overwatch. There's
no. Besides Overwatch, like that doesn't have microtransactions or any bullshit like that, or any of the bullshit that we've had to deal with for the last couple of years. Name like
Fortnite, PUBG.
PUBG actually has a loot box system. It's actually very terrible.
Shit, even GTA is still fucking popular, man. Like,
I know, I said, but that doesn't have loot boxes or microtransactions that are like predatory a little bit.
None. Almost every. I mean, Nier.
There's Nier. There's Yakuza. There's Tekken.
But those aren't really great titles.
I know,
those are good, but nothing. I mean, Nier's been nominated for Game of the Year a couple places, but yeah, I mean, that's like the only game that didn't have that shit.
Mario Odyssey.
Well, yeah. Well, the Switch games. I mean, if you want to talk about that.
Hold up.
Well, if you want to talk about that, Zelda, Mario, yeah.
Yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, I have more, but I'm just not. They're all not coming to my head, right? If I was to think of it like a business perspective, right, and I was a game developer, the first thing I would do as a game developer is not piss off my fan base, not piss off everybody, because you're gonna get yes, you're not gonna make all of the money, but you're gonna make money, and you're gonna keep making money. You're not gonna make all the money at once. That's almost impossible, because if you piss off a bunch of people like Battlefront, you're gonna lose a lot of money. So,
Battlefront went about this shit in a terrible way.
Oh yeah, they went about it in a completely shitty way, and they lost a lot of money, right? So, for example, imagine if I made Battlefront. Not only are you getting the same game as the original Battlefront 2, you're getting a better version of it with all the bells and whistles. There will be no microtransactions. There will be nothing. To the point where if you were a consumer, you would trust me as a person. You trust my company, right? And I can keep making games, and I can put it out. I can enhance my games, and you're going to buy it to the point where you're going to buy it, and I'm going to make millions off of it. Come on, man. I'm not going to sit there. That actually, I want you to pay for this thing that you had in the last game. Metal Gear.
Well, Battlefront.
Huh?
Battlefront, like, out of all backlash, that's probably the biggest one. Because they went about their shit, Destiny. But Destiny, I have my own issues with that. That loot box system to me shouldn't even be announced. It's all cosmetic. But we discussed that on the last podcast.
Yeah, not even the cosmetic thing, the EXP thing, and the rare item thing. They're not just in hot water.
But both of those. But EA did it worse. Like they can't. Their system. Like I feel like there is. Like I said, I don't condone loot boxes, but we have been seeing it so prevalent now that is almost ingrained in my soul that I'm going to see a loot box almost implemented in almost every type of game. Almost that comes, unless at least if it has multiplayer, I expect to see it.
Yeah, even
And I'm
Call of
talking
Duty
about a
has
deep
that dumb shit.
multiplayer.
Even
Yes,
Call
it
of Duty has
does.
that dumb shit. But like I said,
I
man, all of the best games of the year, the best ones, not the shittiest ones, not the ones that have that crap, are genuinely very allotted for not having dumb crap like that in their games, simply because hey, it shows that they care for their consumer base and they don't want to treat the consumer base like idiots
well, they
over
don't
the.
have loot box. Well, usually, yes. Do 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 do.
That was good.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do
Yeah.
do do. Yep.
What were you saying?
No, but say, but see, the one thing about those great games,
Yeah.
minus Odyssey, at least for now,
Yeah.
if they don't do loot boxes, they do DLC. So I mean,
Near did
because
like
Zelda has DLC.
yeah.
Well, near this
Zelda has a
bullshit
DLC.
DLC.
Yeah, but here's the difference between their DLC and half the DLC that we be getting. You can clearly tell when their DLC was made after the fact versus their DLC being made during the fact. Hell, Mario Odyssey probably gonna get them DLC, but we're not gonna see it for a little bit. Zelda
Yeah.
had some DLC, and they've been trickling it out slowly. They haven't. They didn't.
Yes, they have.
immediately- Yeah, they didn't immediately say pre-order the game and get the freaking champion DLC. No, they just gave us the champion DLC. The game has almost been out for about a year, dude. Horizon Zero Dawn
Yeah.
just gave us a DLC map, clearly with love and care made in it. Freaking
Of course.
Nier's DLC, it was alright, but adding the boss of Square Enix and Platinum Games as super secret bosses were pretty fucking fun. Didn't even care that those are fun. I'm not gonna lie. Not 100%.
I mean, those are good.
Yeah.
It's just that
Tekken.
when
Huh?
I just feel like, you know, like what I was saying about DLC is just that you're basically in where we are in gaming now.
Yeah.
You're going to basically get one or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that DLC is bad because some DLC, when actually cared for, is good.
Yeah.
The problem lies and I strive to say this. Up until Battlefront, there wasn't, Destiny 2 and Battlefront, there wasn't that big of backlash. There was there, but it was really low key. Ever since Battlefront, it has been overblown. I mean, not overblown the battle. I mean, what I mean by that is over, really expressed.
Yeah.
But the
Because it's
people
fucked
now
up.
are, yeah, but people who are doing it now, Blaze Blue and 2K,
Yeah.
they're looking at stuff before that kind of did things on a low scale, but made it very playable and fun. Until, now I think a lot of people have deterred from loot boxes. Actually, a lot of companies have been questioning it now, ever since the Battlefront 2. Mainly more so Battlefront 2 than even Destiny, because Disney got involved with that. So a lot of companies have been questioning loot boxes. And if you've noticed it now, though games like PUBG and Fortnite has loot boxes, is very low key. They don't really put too much in there that is like truly game changing.
Yes. Like I said, man.
Will it stop?
It
I
has
don't.
to.
I don't see it stopping until the backlash for Battlefront happens across the board for every game. And what I mean by this, they'll still buy the game, but they don't support the loot boxes and don't spend a dime on either the game itself or the loot boxes. Then you'll see it die down. if they get enough people, because like I said, you and I can go on forums and we can see a lot of people saying backlash. But where there's that many people giving the backlash, there's still that same amount of people buying it and supporting and buying the loot boxes in lump sums. Lose their fan base, a lot of people. But this world has over 2 million people or 2 billion people. So where you may see a forum of 100,000, that could be a potential 300,000 still supporting their shit. It may not be what they want to see, but the gaming community as a whole has to kind of buckle down on it and say, look, man, we don't like the loot box system. We don't like half-ass games. We don't like buying $60 games and only getting a quarter of it. Yeah. Until that happens, unfortunately, I don't like it either. Lucky for me, a lot of games I have bought have been truly pretty much full games minus, an extra DLC story like Horizon, like Zelda, like anything else that had normal DLC, But until you see the game community rise up.
Oh, yeah, like as a unit, yeah. I get you.
Yes, because, like I said, you and I can go on YouTube forums, YouTube comments, IGN forum, and see shit tons of complaints. But again, where's that many complaints, there's that many people who will still condone it and buy it. Why? Because A, they have the money to do so. B, they don't care. Yeah. That's why, to me, what I mean by the sensitized is I know it's not going anywhere until it pretty much comes across the board.
Yeah,
not just Battlefront.
I know. So everyone says something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was telling you, even if the joint is just cosmetic, it's still kind of bad because you're customizing your character. That's why in PUBG they're getting shit too. Because even if it's just cosmetic stuff, you're still customizing your character. And for a game like that, customizing your character, man, and you have to pay to look unique and stand out.
I think the reason why I say Destiny, I put shit on Destiny on that part because Destiny's customization is terrible anyway. It's truly bad.
That too, but
that's why I don't even when people. It's so bad. How could you? It was like I was telling you about the stats. If you truly are a Destiny player, you're gonna look at your fucking stats, and the customization is so bad anyway that you're, ultimately. Man. You're not really going to. It's like I was saying when we were talking about Destiny thing. What did I say? If you have Night Stalker, what are you going to wear? You're going to wear the rigs. No, everyone's going to wear the rigs. So there you go. There's the first problem.
That rigs is awful. Anywho,
it looks awful. Yeah, it's great, exotic, but it looks terrible.
Yeah,
but you're going to see everyone wearing it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
But but like I was saying, man, I'm gonna have to agree with a lot of people, man, because the game should have been better than what it was because it's part 2 of Destiny.
It should have been, but do you really have? Do you get your expectations for Activision, and you know what you dealt with what you dealt with in Destiny 1. Oh, yeah, that is that is what I'm getting at. Yeah. Why is everyone? Yes, we expect it to be a better game. Let me phrase it. We hope it's a better game.
No,
but when you're watching
E3, I expected it to be a better game. I'm not even.
But when you're watching E3, and I think that's a lot of people's mistakes. I think that was a lot of people's mistakes. When you're watching E3, and you knew what you played in Destiny 1, all the nonsense. It was a decent game, but all the boringness, the delayed, the whatever. And you see Destiny 2. Yeah, you hear Bungie talking, oh, we're improving this, and we're improving that. But until you get that product, and you play it yourself, I hold nothing above what I already played in the first one. So when I got Destiny 2, and I found it to be pretty much the same, it didn't bother me, because I expect that. It's like Anthem. How good does Anthem look? It looks great, right? It looks fun. You ride around with 4 people. Yeah. But do I have hope for that game now?
Oh, fuck no.
It's like, as much as I want to believe that I say it looks good. I'm sure you, me, E4, and whomever else, live or let die, we can all play it and think we'll have a good time.
Oh, no, I'm not buying that game.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in a metaphorical way. We look like we can all have fun.
It says
But-
EA on it, and a whole nother topic.
Yeah, but do
I don't buy EA games, my friend.
But do I look at that game at E3 and say, "Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be so great. I can't wait for it to drop." No, I look at it and say, "Oh, this looks good. It'll probably suck, but it looks good." I keep my expectations at a low, and with the way gaming is now, with the way companies are very toxic now with loot boxes, with unnecessary DLC, with bullshit excuses on why shit's delayed, on bullshit top bullshit.
Yeah.
Gamers now need to keep their expectations low. They really do.
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy 14. I use this example because it's a good example. I've played 2 expansions. Heaven's Ward and Stormblood. I was hyped for Heaven's Ward. It came out. It was okay. And when Stormblood came out, I unfortunately hyped myself for that. We're getting Samurai, we're getting Red Mage. Oh yeah. It comes out. I get to max level for my ninja, and then I'm burnt. And that's a game that I am invested in. So when you have investment like that for 4 years in the game, you're going to give that benefit of the doubt, you know?
Yeah.
And it was at that moment, you know, as Stormblood was getting closer, and it came out, and I took off 2 or 3 days for work, and I was playing it.
Yeah.
It was really at that moment that it dawned on me that I shouldn't even give a shit about any type of anything. I shouldn't hold expectations high at all. Destiny was just a whole different story. I didn't hold expectations high. I didn't. When Bungie spoke, they went in one ear and out the other. I knew what bullshit. I knew what we were going to get myself into. That's why it doesn't hurt me as much. I knew.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy 14, it burnt me. I'm like, why am I paying $12 for this shit? You know, every month. Why am I staying? You know, you start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
And now I look at games now, and this is with the utmost, you know, that's why I still like my gaming.
Yeah.
But now, when people, you know, I don't have the expectations as most people will. So when shit happens, I just shrug my shoulders and say, well, it's, you know. Now, Blaze Blue, that sucks. But I'm not surprised because of the way gaming has been. I'm generally not surprised. You know, you know, they're gonna get their money one way or another.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get.
You know, you look at Dragon Ball, you look at Xenoverse 2. They got like fucking DLCs out the ass. Now you can buy the season pass and that will negate all of that.
Oh yeah.
But you still have DLC for characters, moves, stages.
Oh yeah,
they're still releasing stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Axis now, not Namco. In general, Axis is the word making the game. So Axis is gonna make their money from the Dragon Ball Fighters game. They're not even gonna make their money from they're not. You know they're not making it.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna buy the Dragon. Yeah, everyone's buying Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, so even if the Blaze Blue Cross Battle, my thing is they they fucked the game over because even the Axis community is like, oh no, I'm not buying this. So you know,
of course.
So now Dragon Ball Fighters is gonna be the go-to, and then he screwed them.
Oh yeah.
But
this is the don't you see the market ploy here?
Oh yeah, obviously.
We'll bring out a game that everyone likes, but we'll take a chance on it. It speaks for itself.
Yep.
And that's what, and then see, that's when I become that person where it's like, well, you know, when I become that person who structures shows, because now that I'm thinking about it. You know, now that you told me, you know, now that you related the companies to me, Axis and, you know, Fighters, and then Axis and Blaze Blue, I'm like, oh. And then you really look at it, oh, that's the marketing scheme.
Yeah.
We'll make a really good game, no microtransactions.
Oh, no.
As we know.
Yeah. Oh no.
As we know of.
They already said 9 characters are DLC, sir. 9.
For Fighters?
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go. But Fighters is going to be the
better game.
The better of two evils.
Yeah.
And then you have Blaze Blue that they're going to take a chance on to see how much money they make off of it. It's the marketing ploy. Yeah. That's why I say this to people. Do not get your hopes up in gaming in 2018.
Yeah.
Loot boxes are hit. Honestly, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go on record. I believe loot boxes, at least for a foreseeable future, until something drastic happens, they're here to stay. And when you hear these games announcements, people need to not be surprised. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, don't buy it. Like, legitimately, if people don't like it, don't buy it. There's so many people who bitch and moan and still buy it.
Oh yeah. Those are the people that bowl me. But I'm gonna
my friend Gravestone.
Oh yeah.
So it's so much shit about Metal Gear Solid. I'm not getting it. Fucking comes out. This man hoarding it. Come on, man.
Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yes. He Keith Sullivan is the voice, and I don't like that, and this and that. And me and Jamal were like, or Higgins, I'll just say Higgins.
Yeah.
We were like, you're gonna buy it, and you're gonna hoard it, so shut up.
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he did. He bought it. He hoarded. I mean, I'm not saying in the back, but he was complaining so. Oh, Keith Sutherland is the main voice of Snake. It's not the same.
No, that part.
I played Ground Zero. I played Ground Zeroes. I didn't. But yet you bought the game, and yet you hoarded it out. You didn't. It's not like you bought it to give it a chance and you just stopped playing it. No, you bought it and spent hours upon hours. How do we know we was in a party chat with you doing it? And yet you complained for 6 months before it even came out. But you still bought it.
Yeah. But we're going to have to end it. The question I want to end it on. Last time you ended on what game you're looking most forward to this year. What game are you not looking forward to? Or you think it's going to be the shittiest game of this year?
Shittiest game?
Yeah. Like the game you think is going to either be shit or you think you're not looking forward to.
I said it earlier in the show. I'm gonna say it now because I really can't think of a game. I'm just gonna say Anthem. I'm gonna say, and not because of EA. Cause I don't hold those biased sentiments between. Well,
I do.
I can't say. I can't say that. I was gonna. I already can't. I don't hold bias between certain game companies. Although Ubisoft is kind of on my shit list right now, but
no. For me, Ubisoft is seconds away from getting a no buy, and Activision.
I don't say that.
So is Konami.
You know why I don't say the reason why I don't cut. I'll cut franchises off, but I don't cut the game company because if I see something like, EA is making, I don't know, fucking open world ninja game, you know me, man. I gotta check it out just to see how it is. That's why I can't say I'm gonna cut out EA. So
yeah,
but I don't.
For me, dog, it's gonna be what did you take out the game?
I mean,
yeah, man. To each his own. I'm not blaming you, but like, dude, when I don't fuck with a company, man, I don't support them. That's it. I
mean, honestly, you know why? I think it is. I don't buy that much EA games anyway. So
yeah, you're fine.
Or it's like I don't like I said. Ubisoft is probably the only company I would legitimately say I am like 2 seconds from cutting off because I don't play Assassin's Creed. For Honor blew me, so I legitimately have nothing else from them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I don't care about Far Cry because Far Cry.
Oh yeah,
who gives a shit?
I was actually gonna say I think one of the shittiest games or the games that I'm not looking forward to the most is in fact Far Cry 5. Like it's probably gonna be the exact same thing as all the other games where you run here, you climb a tower, or you climb something, you get the rest of the map, and then
Far Cry lost its identity, man.
Oh my god, man!
It lost its identity. Do you remember the first one where you actually like turning into a beast and shit? I don't know what happened from that until now, where you're like a guy on a resort beach. Now you gotta fight for your life. I don't know where they went wrong from, but yeah, I don't know what. I don't know, but that is a good choice. I'm gonna say I'm sticking with Anthem.
Yeah, man.
I would say WWE 2K19.
Oh man, I'm gonna. As soon as they announce it, it's gonna be a part of my shit list too. Because I'm not buying another fucking 2K game. I'm not gonna do it unless they make.
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm never buying a 2K. I'm never buying a WWE 2K game day one anymore. After the shit I seen on Black Friday, but
oh yeah.
I want to say Anthem, not because it'll be shit, but I feel like it'll be overhyped. I feel like it'll be another Division.
Oh yeah, it is gonna be because I already said it's gonna have a 10-year plan there. I was like,
Yeah, and the division turned out the man. I'm not even going to get into it because there's a whole discussion about those type of games that can take up a pocket. Matter of fact, that should be the topic for the next show. Those type of games because that's a podcast within itself.
Yeah.
Um,
But all right, I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut us off here because we'll be here for the rest of the night if we continue this. But all right, man, we'll
yes, sir.
save it for the next podcast. I will catch you later.
All right, well, fine.
All right, Mr. Douglas.